I could start this while also waiting with a completely unrelated story that I don't think I've told to the Anime Slushie audience yet.
Oh.
Driving around Melbourne the other day, and I passed a business, a real business. I had to stop and look at it, and then I had to go and search it on Google to make sure it was real.
Everyone must know.
It's a construction company. They are in construction and construction consulting. And from what I gathered in the About Me page on the website, it's run by two sisters. So it's two sisters who are in construction and consulting. So the company is called Syscon Projects.
Hey.
It's just right there. It's on the building on the outside, like on the hoarding, is a big sign that says Syscon Projects.
Hey. Hey, Feen.
Yeah?
You know what's close enough to anime?
Look, I have talked about non-anime things before, so it's fine. I'm not going to come down hard on you for this.
Yeah, but we always have to justify it how it's like kind of anime.
What I was going to say as well is that, like, we call this podcast Anime Slushie, but the thing is that if we were calling it what it was actually about, it would be Cube is Mad. That's what the podcast. That's the basis of the actual podcast. So
you've got opinion Slushie.
In keeping with that, then yeah, this is completely on board.
All right, but yeah, hey, so what's your relationship to Mario?
You want me to go in depth about my relationship with Mario?
Or just like, how do you feel about Mario in general? This is a movie that does a lot of pandering to fans of Mario. It's really going to be a crowd pleaser. How do you feel about that Mario?
This is one of those things that I find kind of funny because it's like, yeah, I like Mario games. I've played a Mario game, but I can't say that I've ever felt strongly about the character or really thought in depth about the plot. It's not that sort of franchise,
Yeah.
I understand that, like, amongst other, Mario things, there is a bunch of, there's Mario lore. There's been a bunch of Mario things that have had stories in them before, but it's not like it's an iconic platformer, but it's a very good series of games. It's not. I don't think I have a relationship with Mario beyond that.
Yeah, see, it's interesting to me because I feel like a lot of people will be fans of a particular strain of Marios. I always loved the Paper Marios, or I only played the first two, but I don't need the rest. And so a lot of people like Mario and Luigi and stuff like that. Everyone comes at it from a different place. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't think you get a whole lot of people who are like, I am into every Mario game ever.
Yeah,
I mean, get enough of that boy.
Because it depends on your generation and what consoles you had and stuff. Because I was Game Boy kid, so I had the Super Mario Land, which was a very rough game. But then at the same time, I also found Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins, or Super Mario World 2 6 golden coins. Whichever one that was super charming. I mean, that's a Mario game I have very fond memories of. Beyond that, yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, it's a series of games.
Yeah. Mario 64, I always have extremely fond memories of because that was like one of my first games that we got when I was a little baby.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I never really liked Mario 64 all that much.
I know there's obviously a lot of people that say that because like the controls are jank and stuff. But since it was my first 3D game ever, I don't care. I like it a lot.
Well, because I had a 64, it took me a while to get Mario for whatever reason, and when I did, I was just kind of like, yeah, that's fine. But it wasn't like, yeah, people talk about it with a lot of reverence, and I kind of get it, but it did not have much of an effect on me.
Yeah, it's hard to, like the difference between having played it as like your first 3D game and only playing it later is like you cannot cross that bridge mentally. Like you can't imagine what it's like to be the other side of that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think my first 3D game was probably like, at least on the 64, was probably GoldenEye, which was much more impressive. If you like things exploding.
Hell yeah, that looks good as fuck.
Oh yeah, it looks amazing.
Play that now and you're like, damn, this is a classic for all time.
It's like Deus Ex. I want to play it, but you just go and look at it and you're like, oh God.
Oh yeah, and I fucking love Mario Galaxy. We totally got to stream that as Melanie sometime, but Mario Galaxy, for some reason, like I was replaying that on the Switch and it just made me happy again about Mario and I cared about it again, and I like Rosalina a lot. I'm so glad she's not in this movie. So here's the thing. So hey, warning, Wii U. This is about the 2023 Mario movie. If you liked it and you're like, hey, it had Mario things in it, don't ruin my vibe. I enjoyed it. You don't have to listen to this podcast. Nobody's fucking making you, okay? For the records, nobody's making you. I think it's bad and I think it's stupid and I'm going to super overanalyze it and you're going to be like, that's unfair. it's just a dumb movie for kids that I also love, and you shouldn't be mean to it. And I'll be like, you signed up for this, so whatever. You came into my house, and I'm going to talk about how I hate the Mario movie. Warning.
That is a vociferous warning. Okay, well, people know now. So, Cube, what was your specific issue with this charming piece of... can't even finish it. What was the name of the company that made it? Because I feel like
Illumination!
So they're the Minions people. Like, they made Despicable Me, which I did like when I finally watched it not too long ago. But then, the Minions became their own thing, and now it's all about the Minions, and that ruined that franchise, the one good thing they had. They know how to make movies on a budget that are very widely marketable to small children. They did Secret Life of Pets, another enemy franchise of mine.
Quickly explain why it's an enemy franchise.
It's offensive to the concept of animals visually.
The Pomeranian in particular was the thing that really set you off back in the day, from what I remember.
Yeah, but all of them, except for maybe the Dachshund, are just so like, we don't need to look at the animals. We know what a dog looks like. There's like the four legs, and they're like sticks, right? And there's like eyes somewhere up here. And I think that's what I remember a dog looking like. And all the designs are like that, and they're disgusting. And there's a fucking Secret Life of Pets ass dog in this movie who plays a prominent role for multiple minutes inexplicably. It's horrible.
Okay, what else have Illumination made? Anything else notable?
Sing, which I think is just like a franchise where it's like animals do American Idol for visuals. Yeah. Again, they make movies for tiny baby children a lot of the time, I think.
This feels like an important... Maybe we should stop before we go any further in terms of the thing about they make films for kids. Because that is sometimes used as a defense of very basic or very, lazy writing and production values and stuff. Do you have any feelings about that? About the idea of like, oh, it's fine, it's for kids?
Oh, what a not leading question you asked me. Thank you, Feen. It's the thing that, like, kids deserve good writing. And there's a difference between writing for, like, the fucking Blue's Clues audience and writing for a family film, which this is, ostensibly and should be a family film that can, it's not going to fucking blow the minds of adults, but it should be widely entertaining, have something to enjoy for all ages instead of only for 5-year-olds or people who are just willing to smile because they saw The Thing from The Thing. Those are the two groups this movie goes for, is 5-year-olds and people willing to be pleased by they saw The Thing from The Thing.
I will say that, like, my friend who has a 5-year-old son, when talking about the sort of movies he's watching recently, he put Mario in the same category as Blue's Clues. And they probably shouldn't be in the same category.
Wait, literally?
Yes, that's he said. Yeah, that's all I've been seeing lately is Mario and Paw Patrol. That was it, the other dog thing.
Oh, Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol, sorry, yeah. Which, Paw Patrol is for little
yeah,
kids.
that is inappropriate, but it shouldn't be.
Well, no, Paw Patrol can be. Mario shouldn't be. Mario should not be.
That's what I mean. They shouldn't be on the same level of age, but I think the writing is that way, mostly for this movie. Here's also the thing. So this movie only has one credited writer, okay? And he's just like a guy who's written like shitty sequels, like for Illumination, and also, what was that fucking, like, Big Mama's House 2 or whatever? like just the most random, like, does this guy get to write the $1 billion movie?
He turns in scripts on time, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, he probably knows how to play the game. So I don't think the person who wrote this movie has any opinions about Mario at all. I think he knows what the characters look like generally, and that's all he needed. This
is something you do see a lot with, like, franchises that aren't... Actually, I was going to say franchises that don't have a lot of stuff to work with in terms of making a narrative, but it happens with that stuff too, is you just sometimes get an adaptation where it's clear this person doesn't really know a great deal about the product, but he knows enough. And then he's just going to riff on the very vague, very surface level observations that they've made.
Yeah.
And it always sucks.
And you can have things that are fun about Mario, though. Like, people have made fun narratives out of Mario. Like, the Paper Mario games are good, and I need to play Super Mario RPG. People like it. You didn't have to say, like, fuck everything Mario is to make it decent, but they had to.
Well, yeah, this is what I've heard you talk about, is that, like, the main focus of the humor in this is, like, just Mario is dumb from what you've been telling me.
That's not the main humor of it. It's just one of those things that they keep having to do up front because they're not comfortable with what Mario is and the way that it is cartoon and silly. And they need their Mario to be a world-weary piece of shit white man who's just like sucks and only cares about being respected or whatever. So he can't be the happy guy. He's not a happy man, this Mario. I don't think he has felt joy.
Right, okay. That's a very strange take on Mario.
It sucks.
But it's also like that is your stock comedy protagonist these days, though, I feel like. Like, at least for the sort of, that happened type jokes. It's always that sort of person.
Yeah. For people saying, like, yeah, of course Mario's always been, presumably an Italian man, but this movie, Mario just has such unhappy white male protagonist energy. Like, just the most generic, like, I'm just a guy who wants to succeed, and people keep telling me I can't do what I want. And in the end of the movie, I will do what I want, and that's the end of the movie, because that's what I need to do, is for everyone to say I'm the best and cool. And it just sucks. It fucking sucks. Mario should be a happy guy.
Yeah, he says wahoo a lot, all the time. That's his thing.
That's the other thing. There are many moments in this movie where he will suddenly go wahoo as like a yay, don't you like that? Don't you like Mario for that? It's like, yeah, I do fucking like Mario for that. Maybe you should have just made that the character of him in the movie, you pieces of shit.
People in the chat pointing out, I thought Cube liked tired white men, or at least tired boys.
No, he's not tired enough. He's not old or tired enough. He's too hungry. All right, let's start talking about the movie.
Okay.
So this is the scene a lot of people have seen in the trailer where Bowser comes in and wrecks the Penguin Kingdom. Have you seen that trailer?
I haven't seen anything. That's the thing. I have just not engaged with the Mario movie at all because I was like, I don't want to see a Mario movie. Why would I want to watch that? That seems silly.
Look, my mom adopted a kitten named Bowser, and she was curious. So we thought, hey, it'll be fun to watch together. Fun, colorful movie, whatever. But it turned out that I am angry. So yeah, you see a bunch of ice, and there's an ice castle, and Bowser's big floating castle thing arrives. And, you look, it's the Koopas, paratroopas, hey, you know them. And Kamek, Kamek, the Magic Koopa?
No, I don't really.
You've seen Magic Koopa.
I mean, I might have, but I don't recognize the name.
He's like a little wizard Koopa. He shows up a lot. He has like a broom, and a lot of times he'll be like Bowser's main henchman, especially in like Paper Mario, whatever.
Oh,
He's got like a hoodie, and he do magic.
Oh, okay. Oh, he sounds cool.
He used to be Magic Koopa in the US, but now they call him Kamek. Like, I noticed he was credited as Kamek, so I guess that's just his US name also now. Oh yeah, he did shoot the PlayStation symbols. He would like shoot shapes at you. Okay, but anyway, for the sake of this movie, he has a voice that I guess is it felt racist. because but I don't know to what race. Because he has that voice that's like, yes, Bowser, it is me, Kamek.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I know what you mean. Yeah, okay.
He's just laying it on super fucking thick to the point where it almost made me uncomfortable. I was like, it feels wrong somehow.
Yeah, there's something racist about it. Like, there's something not right.
It feels like a man making fun of someone by doing that accent in a stupid way on purpose. It's bad. But anyway, he's a super powerful henchman that has all magic.
Right, okay.
They roll up to the Penguin Kingdom, and they're like, open the gates or die. The little penguins come out, and see, it's a joke because they dramatically come out, but they're just little penguins. But so the Penguin King has a deep voice, and that's the joke, is that he has a deep voice even though he's a little penguin.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he supposed to be so cute, but he has a dramatic deep man voice. And they're like, we will fight you, and then Battle Without Honor, humanity plays.
Oh, God.
As they throw snowballs because the joke is that they're little penguins.
Okay, so this was the other thing I heard from you about this, was that it goes hard on like meme music.
Yeah. Like, by halfway through the movie, I just did not care anymore because, like, it's such a bad movie that whatever. And my mom pointed out when Take On Me played, she was like, I think it's just for the parents. I'm like, oh, yeah, of course, because there's nothing for any adult to enjoy that isn't just like, oh, hey, the thing that I know from the thing. So since she did not know the thing from the thing, they had to give her a thing that she did know from a different thing, which is pop music from the 80s.
It feels weirdly like YTMND. in that sense of humor of just pulling
Yeah.
like meme songs for things. Like, hey, you remember that?
And like they'll just play like 20 seconds of songs.
Ah.
Like it's literally just there to be like, oh hey, the thing. Oh, I'm alive again. So Battle Without Honor Humanity plays, but it's ironic because the penguins can't fight. The dramatic penguin leader's like, do you yield? And his fucking mouth has like, it makes lips when he talks and he has teeth and it's horrible. The whole joke is supposed to be that they're cute, but it's disgusting with the way they animate their mouths because Illumination doesn't understand cuteness.
That is the thing sometimes. Like, was that an intentional thing for it to have like a disturbing human mouth, or was it just...
No, they just don't know how to do cute things.
Yeah, okay.
Bowser just blasts the fuck out of their castle. Oh, but first comic, like, just levitates everyone and eats them to either side, and Bowser just, like, destroys their castle with fire. Go, wah! And the Superstar is there, which for some reason they didn't use when their castle was being destroyed. Blah. Bowser gets a superstar. He's like, with this, I can take over the world or whatever. Haha, I have the superstar. And it does have the two cartoon eyes, which is like funny to me. I was like, haha, it has the eyes.
Should we maybe mention who's doing Bowser's voice?
Okay, yeah. So Bowser is Jack Black. And people mostly love Bowser, and I agree, because Jack Black is clearly just having a good time being Jack Black. He's like, hey, I get to be Bowser. I'm smiling. And it makes you smile because he's having a good time.
I couldn't say for sure if he was having a good time, but he's also just a fucking professional like at this, where he, even if the thing is rubbish, because he has been in some rubbish, he will still turn up and he will still give it 100%. That's just what he does. I have a lot of respect for that man and his acting chops.
Generally, I enjoy him much more than anyone else in the movie, just because Jack Black is charming, and they let him sing a song, just a Jack Black song, where he gets to be very Jack Black, and it's like, well, that is going to get memed, and it did get memed, and he is successful at what he do. So after that dramatic scene, cut to the Mario theme playing, and it has some of see, like every once in a while, the whole like, hey, the thing from the thing does, I'm not immune to it, because they say you'll be hooked on the brothers, and I'm like, oh yeah, from the cartoon, I do like it.
Wait, hang on, what's that from?
What like swing your arms from side to side, blah 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 blah. Do the Mario. It's from that like live action and cartoon thing that they had in America. The Mario. Well, it was like hosted by the ex-wrestler guy, and then they would have cartoons.
We never got that out here, I don't think. So yeah.
Take one step and then again, blah 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 blah. Do the Mario. Yeah, it's very good. I was like, oh, I do remember that fondly. So it's playing in universe because we're seeing a commercial where Mario and Luigi are advertising their plumbing services to the people.
Right, okay.
And so they're like, it's a me, a Mario, and a Luigi, mamma mia. We're here to save Brooklyn and the Queens and your wallet. So they're doing the Mario voices, you'll notice. They're doing it. And they have like an actress in it that says, thank you, Super Mario Brothers. It seems the only thing you haven't drained is my bank account. And she looks at them confused. And I'm like, that's not that confusing a line. Like, I get the joke is supposed to be that they wrote it shitty, but they didn't write it shitty enough, because that makes sense.
No, that's something I'd see in an ad. Ads are bad. Has no one noticed?
I know. They get dragged so hard for this ad, as if this local TV ad should have been so much better than this. I'm like, what? This would get memed to fucking everybody would love it. Shut the fuck up. And it cuts to them in a pizzeria seeing their commercial, and they fist pound. They're very proud of it. They spent their life savings on this commercial, you find out. They're like, were the accents too much, though? Hey, it's me, Chris Pratt, asking you. What's the guy who plays Luigi's name? Charlie. That's not his name. That's his character in Always Sunny.
Charlie Day.
No, it is his name, Charlie Day.
Charlie Day, yeah.
That's right. I was like, wait, I can't be remembering that right. I do like Charlie Day, but so yeah, Mario's like, hey, Charlie Day, was that too much, that voice? That's pretty stupid accent that Mario has. That's the joke, is the way that Mario talks is stupid.
Yeah. And
it's funny, though. It's fine. We're just poking fun at ourselves in a fun way, because they have Paul Martinet there as a guy that looks like Jumpman, like the original Mario design. And he says, no, I like it. Wahoo! It's great. Ha ha ha. So see, he's in on it. He's in on our shitting on his voice.
Wonder if this is why he retired. He just, he just felt bad. He saw the film and he felt bad, and he.
They believe me.
You're right. The voice is stupid.
No, look, I'm sure he had his own reasons, and it's not related at all. You can't blame Chris Pratt for this, even though he sucks. So blame him for other things. But oh no, there's Spike. Spike. Spike?
From Buffy?
So apparently Spike is a character from fucking... Oh yes, people, it's not the other Spike from modern Mario games. He's from, what was that game called? Yes, Foreman Spike from goddamn Wrecking Crew, which is like a very old game that Mario and Luigi were in.
Yeah, that's like one of the really early like arcade or like those little key and watch type ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is like a deep cut, but the way that they render him, he just looks like a fucking generic Illumination character. So it's just like this random like, hey, I'm a big bully man, more like the stupid Mario brothers. And everyone around just looks like random Illumination movie people, and Mario and Luigi feel wrong because they look like Mario and Luigi.
That does feel particularly lazy that like you didn't try to make everyone in the film match the like Mario and Luigi's aesthetic if that's what you were actually rendering them like they look. Everyone else doesn't fit that sort of aesthetic. That sucks. I don't know. That just feels really slack.
Even fucking Peach doesn't.
Yeah.
It's really weird. So they're like, Spike, you suck. Luigi's kind of cute, though. And he, like, tries to tell Spike off. He's like, we're going to really make it, Spike. You don't know. And he drops his phone like a mic, but it breaks because it's a phone. Haha, Luigi, you suck.
That sucks.
And Spike laughs at them and tries to throw a napkin at Luigi. And Mario catches it, and he, like, steps up to Spike and is like, say that again about my brother, and you're going to regret it. I'll kick your ass. And Spike tells Mario he's a joke and always will be. No. And leaves. And Luigi's like, Mario, you were going to fight him. He's so much bigger than you. Oh, that's so horrible. Or, that's horrible, Mario. I'm Charlie Day. And Mario's like, Luigi, you can't be scared all the time. And this scene is supposed to be introducing Luigi's character flaw, but really it should be introducing Mario's character flaw because there was no need for them to physically fight Spike. And Luigi was doing the right thing by just like de-escalating.
Yeah, but this is such a like a basic kids show sort of dynamic with like the bully and the stronger brother protecting the weaker brother. Like I'm already bored. Like I already just like this is lame.
This movie has a lot of that. This movie is very like people do things that happen in kids movies.
Yeah.
But in the same way that Ruby bothers me with that, like when it doesn't quite work because it's like they just know that they're doing things they're supposed to do in anime movies. Here it doesn't quite work because like, fucking Spike is just their ex-boss in this movie, and he's just kind of being a dick. So, like, Mario doesn't need to protect Luigi physically from Spike throwing a napkin at him. Like, oh no, Mario had to really step in and save Luigi from that napkin. It's not the right kind of situation for that dynamic.
Yeah. No, he's not. No one's in any actual danger. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But oh no, they get a call about a leak. They have their first big job. Oh, it's finally time. They get in their van, but the van doesn't work. So they have to do a platforming sequence. This is one of those kids' movies, by the way, that just has like 8,000 action sequences, because they're worried that the 5-year-olds will get bored. And this one is at least like, it's kind of fun and creative because they make it like side scrolling. And so he's doing platforming around just like stuff, but it's, it's like Mario game because it's side scrolling. But they play No Sleep Till Brooklyn while they do it, just in case you already fell asleep. No sleep. But then when he gets to the end of the course, he swings on a pole that's the sign for Castle Burger. Because you get it? Because the castle with the flagpole at the end of the level is kind of cute.
Okay, you didn't mind that one.
Yeah, because it feels like there was probably a lot of love by some of the animators and set artists and stuff put into this movie. Like, I felt like some people working on this movie probably do care about a Mario or like a Mario generally and put stuff in.
Yeah, it's just the writer didn't, and you were stuck with the shitty script.
Yeah. This one thing I also need to point out is they do this platforming segment, right? And something that you see visually is that Mario's very good at platforming, but Luigi isn't. Mario's very good at platforming, though, at this point in the movie. He won't be later, because it's not a movie that's written with the humans in mind. But Mario's very good at platforming at this point.
Why would Luigi be bad at platforming? That's not, like, I understand he's like...
Because he's not the heroic one. It's very heroic to be able to jump on things.
He was better at jumping. That's like one of the things that happens in these games is Luigi jump high.
They don't give a fuck about what happens in the video games. But at least they know that Luigi's thing is that he sucks, so they sure go with that. But Okay, so the next whole thing is fucking, they go to a house of rich people that are just like two random illumination people, and they have this dog, right? They've got a fucking dog that looks like Doug from Up, but done in the style of The Secret Life of Pets. It's so offensive. We're going to spend multiple minutes with them against this fucking dog that looks like a really shitty Doug, and it's like really blatantly trying to be Doug, but shit. And I hate it a lot. And Luigi steps on his bone, which makes him decide that he has to kill these brothers. So they fix the leak, but then Doug arrives to murder them. And he's going to just like fucking straight, like he's like, he's a hazard. Mario does a backflip to escape the dog and does his first slow motion, Mamma Mia! Because that's the thing Mario says, and you know, everyone loves Mario because Mario says fun things like Mamma Mia. But we can't just let him talk like that in the movie because that's stupid.
That is a very strange like tack to take in terms of every now and again he says very put on silly Italian things, but you won't let him just have that accent. Like
it's like they know what people want, but we're still fucking too cowardly to just have him be a happy guy. Because he wrote this movie and they're like, wait, we can't have Mario be like, I just want to be respected by my fellow peers, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. So he has to be like, Mamma Mia, I just want to be respected by my peers. That opera, I think it's Carmen, you know, the da 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 plays as new leaks keep springing up as this dog tries to murder them. And the rich people come into the room all wrecked because this dog needs to be put down. The boys are, they've had a horrible day. They arrive home. I guess who knows how that went, but it was bad. And they hang their hat sadly at home, and we see Mario's big extended family, which I hate. I hate seeing Mario's extended family and this bunch of Illumination people, a bunch of Illumination Italian family. It feels weird to suddenly see.
Yeah. I'm just taking your word for it, but the idea that they wouldn't match the style for like people who are meant to be his family members?
So his dad kind of does. And it's funny because his dad actually has hair that's very much like, you know, that guy that was in Zelda in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask who is dressed like Mario?
Yeah.
And he has like the big chop stash. He looks like him. And apparently it like matches an old drawing of who Mario's dad would look like. So he looks like sufficiently cartoony. But I don't know, everyone else just feels cartoony in the wrong way. And they're having Italian dinner and Mario is like, ugh, mushrooms? Mario hates mushrooms.
Oh, God.
Get it? That will be ironic later.
That's silly. It's a fucking stupid joke.
One of his family members says, what's with the outfits? Plumbers wearing white gloves? What's with that? And Mario's like, you gotta stand out, gotta have a gimmick.
Oh, God. That's painful. That's like just... I'm not necessarily against those jokes. I think they're often just kind of shitty, but to shoehorn them in like that, it doesn't sound clever at all.
Yeah, like you needed to, like, oh man, people will really wonder why we didn't lampshade how weird it is that he wears white cartoon gloves all the time. We really need to point this out so we can justify it.
Yeah, that's lame.
But the worst of all is Dad doesn't approve of Mario. He says, you had a steady job, you ruined it, and you're bringing your brother down with you.
What was his steady job?
They worked for Spike before.
Oh. Okay. So he worked as a part of Spike's construction company as a plumber, and now he's gone independent?
Yeah, or whatever.
Right, okay.
We don't know exactly what they did for him, but the idea is, like Mario took a risk by pulling them both out, spending all their money on this commercial, and they're going to go in it for themselves, but nobody believes in them. Especially his father doesn't approve of him. Because when I think I need to write a Mario movie, the first thing I write about is daddy issues. It's
such a stock thing. Yeah, you just picked like a stock plot and go, yeah, we can slap this on Mario, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or we can slap Mario on this plot.
You know what I thought Mario should always have is dealing with the lack of approval by his father.
Yeah. It's, God, that sucks.
Mario's all sad in his room, and Luigi comes and like is giving him the rest of dinner because Luigi's good brother. Oh, and also like during this movie, I was really looking at their hands because they'd made the stupid gloves joke, and like it just feels like Mario's hands are a little too rendered and like they have too much detail. And I'm like, put those fucking gloves back on. I don't want to see your weird human hands, Mario.
Yeah, that feels very strange. That's like that. Do you remember that there was someone at Polygon or someone who was trying to get Nintendo of America's Twitter account to retweet this drawing he'd made of Toad with like long human legs?
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
hairy legs. Yeah, it's just like, no, this is uncanny. I don't like this. Put them away.
Yeah, Mario's all sad on bed. He says, "Our whole lives, everyone's been telling us we can't do this, we can't do that. I'm just sick and tired of feeling so small." So that's his telling you his wants and needs as a character. Is he needs to feel like a big boy.
This is lame. This is not a Mario story. And like I said, I don't think there is a good, strong definition of what a Mario story is. But this doesn't feel like a Mario story.
It's wrong. But oh, don't worry, fans of Mario. Please forget all the writing in the movie because we're cutting to a reporter on screen, and it's Pauline. You're a nerd. You remember Pauline, but now she's a reporter on the TV. It's the Thing from The Thing. And she's reporting that there's a big plumbing incident happening downtown, and a man runs by, and he
a big plumbing incident.
Yeah, there's like a water main broke and everyone's gonna drown or some shit. And a man runs by the screen and he says, "Somebody save Brooklyn!"
That's not what regular household plumbers are for.
And Mario says, "Save Brooklyn, our chance." Because
God.
I guess the reason Mario became a plumber was he wanted everyone to think of him as a hero and he wanted to be hot shit. And obviously plumbing was his way to the top, baby. He was very disappointed that there weren't more life-saving incidents involving plumbing up to this point. Oh
my God. This is so lazy. Like already, like I'm assuming we're not very far into the film at this point.
No, we're like 8 minutes in or something.
Oh, Christ.
Strap in, fucker. They go to fix the pipe and there's wacky action. They're fucking up fixing the pipe, even though the whole thing was like they get there and the city's fucking up fixing the pipe. And Mar's like, they don't even know what to do. We need to go down here and fix up the pipe. But oh no, it goes poorly. They smash through a wall and they end up at some like weird underground pipe facility. And there's a very conspicuous green pipe there.
Oh.
A big conspicuous green pipe. Because it's an isekai.
Why? If you're going to do this, if they're going to go into the Mario land, there's no need for them to ever be like normal humans. Like it doesn't... You don't need to have that.
You should only do that for the old Mario movie, which was better than this one. And then it made more sense because it's live action.
That one was also like an insane sci-fi. Look, this is one of those things. I don't want to be revisionist and say that the old 90s Mario movie was good or like not completely insane, but it like you can't say it didn't take a swing, I guess.
Yeah, they went for some shit.
Yeah, they really went for like a lot of coke is mostly what that film was.
But I will say, fun visual joke. It says level 1-2 at the bottom. Get it? Because it's level 1, 2, and it's kind of funny. Yeah, they do a lot of that in like the score. There will be like a little da-da-da-da-da. And it's pretty good. I know a lot of people said like the score is fucking amazing, and I think it's like a little we're easily pleased in that way, but I like it does work. It is like I hear it. And they get sucked into the green pipe.
Sorry.
So now it's isekai time. They're flying through the bunch of like rainbow energy road things that lead to different places.
Oh, Rainbow Road.
We're not yet on the Rainbow Road. Okay. I mean, we will get to the fucking actual Rainbow Road, but these are more like rainbow tubes. And Luigi's like, Mario! And Mario grabs his hand and he's like, nothing can hurt us as long as we're together. And then they get separated. Bye, Luigi. Bye for most of the movie, Luigi. I mean, we will cut back to Luigi, but Luigi for the rest of this movie, most of it is just suffering. He's just like scared and captured and having a really bad time, and it sucks.
Shit.
Fucking sorry, Luigi.
Also kind of funny because it's like there's something about Luigi playing like the stock female character. You know what I mean? Like
it does make kind of sense to have Luigi be the damsel in distress. But I mean, Peach is also here and everything with her sucks.
Yeah, but they can't do Peach as damsel in distress anymore. That's one way this thing can get easy cred is to make her like a 90s style girl boss. Like that's what they can go for. You know.
Fuck. Shit. Look, I'm not saying that Peach should have been a damsel in distress.
No, of course.
But what they did with Peach, I think, is more intellectually offensive to me. So they get separated, and Luigi's yeeted off to the get fucked realm. And Mario arrives in a giant forest of giant mushrooms. And it's like, ugh, mushrooms.
I'm just picturing one of those warp levels, and above one of the pipes just says "get fucked."
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da.
It's one of those like awful ROM hacks that just like are completely unplayable.
.exe. Mario's like, mushrooms. And Toad introduces himself. And Toad is in the movie inexplicably throughout the entire thing. Like, they never make any attempt to explain why he's here exactly or what his fucking deal is. He's just here, and he's horrible.
Of course. Toad is a very easily fuck-upable character. Like,
yeah. Like, I don't have a lot of like for the Toads generally. They've always been kind of weird. I mean, obviously, like, they're just little, like, kind of Arab-coded, weird little guys. Sometimes they're cute, sometimes not so much. Like, I like them in Paper Mario, they're cute. But a lot of times they're not super pleasant.
Yeah. And it's also, like, these sorts of kid movies are prone to having awful sidekicks that just screech all the time.
That he is that.
Yeah. And, like, Toad is, like, will just, like, slot into that so fucking easy and be completely awful.
Yeah. He fucking sucks. And Mario shows up and just like starts following Toad, and Toad's like, it's the Mushroom Kingdom. And Mario's like, mushrooms, really? Now that's a cruel twist of fate. He says that line verbatim.
We get it. He already said he doesn't like mushrooms. We get it.
You get it? In case you forgot, because you're 5 years old. And he's like, oh, weird little mushroom guy, my brother Luigi fell into a weird lava pipe. And Toad's like, oh, that's the Darklands. It's under Bowser's control. That's real serious. Anyway, I'm taking you to see the princess. She can help you. She can do anything. So, like, Toad was just here waiting for Mario to show up, apparently, which is very strange.
That is weird. Yeah.
He lived right outside that pipe, just fucking waiting for a Mario. And they see the castle, and the castle theme does play in like a majestic way, like very, like just as a stinger of it. Like the, how's the castle theme go? Fucking.
That's what
no!
Oh, sorry, that's Bowser's castle. Sorry. Not the one I mean.
It's just something about the idea of seeing Peach's castle. And he goes with the fucking pink and this just stained glass of peach.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but yeah, I did that, and it made me happy. I was like, the castle theme, that makes me happy. But they do the exact same moment later when they actually arrive at the castle. It's like, yeah, we get it. It's Peach's castle. I heard the stinger. I get it. But cut to Luigi in the Darklands just having a fucking bad time getting menaced by dry bones, Skeletroopas, you know. Right. They come out and he's like, oh god, I'm scared, but get it, it's a little like Luigi's Mansion, wow.
Oh, okay. That would have made a better film. It really feels like Luigi's Mansion would have been a basis for a better movie.
Yeah, that could have been fun.
Yeah.
There's a part where he like thinks that he killed a dry bones before he realizes that they just revive, you know? And he says, you just got a Luigi'd. And it's cute, but it's again one of those moments where it's like they know that's a funny, fun line, so he has the accent again during it.
Yeah, God, that's frustrating. Because it's a real want to have their cake and eat it too type thing. They want to do the funny lines, but oh no, we can't commit to just them just having silly Italian accents.
And I should specify, like, sometimes they do have a bit more of an Italian accent, just not to that degree. Like, it's very inconsistent depending on how generic, stupid, deadpan American movie man they're being. So Luigi gets in Luigi's mansion, and a bunch of shy guys kidnap him, and we cut away from him.
Oh, of course.
Cut to Mario following Toad around Toad Town, and Toad's being a dick. He's all like, make way, we're doing an adventure. I'm this kind of character.
God, I hate it. Just people get that like he is that sort of voice because they do. Have you ever heard someone doing Toad singing Chandelier by Sia?
Yeah, like the joke is that he's annoying.
Yeah, that he has a horrible, annoying voice. Like that's, yeah, but then you just do it without any jokes and he's just like, yeah, he's annoying. That's annoying.
Yeah, and he doesn't have that voice quite, but He's still just annoying. That's all he is.
Yeah.
And Toad's like, time to get out to the castle. You need to use these pipes and shit. And Mario, he doesn't know how to use the pipes and shit. He falls on his butt. But they do get to the castle, and there's 2 Toad guards, and they're real assholes. They say, what, you want to see the princess? We don't have a princess here. She's in another castle.
You're fucking kidding
me. Yeah. She's not here. Definitely somewhere else. Ha ha ha, bro. In another castle, get it? Because they're worried that you won't get the reference if they don't spend long enough on it.
The thing is, like, okay, so it's written for 5-year-olds, but like even 5-year-olds would feel patronized by that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they would get it the first time.
This movie is serving 2 masters sufficiently. It's serving 5-year-olds who want to see colors move around, and it's serving anyone who's just very, very easily pleased by seeing or hearing the thing from the thing.
But like, I feel like you can still... Is anyone pleased by like intense lampshading? Like, does that please anyone?
This movie made $1 billion.
Oh, that's sad.
There's nothing we can do about that.
It's a Mario movie. It's going to make a lot of money. Like, there's no way it's just not going to make a fucking shitload of money.
Yeah, but still, I got so many people in the fucking comments of my thing being like, yeah, I don't know. I just liked it because, I enjoyed it because it had the things from the thing.
It is something I think about occasionally because, like, there's times when I'll watch something and I'll think, yeah, that was all right. And then you see it with your, cannot be turned off critical brain and you sort of... You point out all these things I missed, and like,
wait, when does that happen with us specifically?
Well, it happened with Star Rail to some extent. There's been a couple other things too. Like, it definitely happened with me in the Star Wars 9.
Well, that was you and the rest of the world.
Well, not all of them. I mean, most of the people on the server didn't like it much, but like, you can definitely end up in a place with stuff like this where you just sort of go with the flow and don't think about it too much, and. And if you're not thinking about it too much, you have an all right time, and that's whatever.
Yeah.
But like once people do start pointing out these obvious issues with this thing, you can't fall back on, oh well, it was fine. I just had a nice time. It's just basic. You didn't be able to say, no, it definitely could have been better.
Yeah.
No, it definitely had flaws.
And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to ruin your ability to enjoy things. The world.
No, but that's the trouble is that, like, I think you can still enjoy things while still admitting that the thing was quite flawed.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Like, I get people who still like Ruby, even though it's, deeply, deeply flawed. I mean, maybe not, like, at this point, but, like...
Yeah, and some people have told me, like, yeah, I know it's not really a good movie, but I did enjoy it. Like, I liked seeing the Mario things on a big screen, and I'm like, I'm not going to fight you. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But it's sort of... I guess I get frustrated by people trying to argue that, like, something doesn't need to be better.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a thing being better. Why not make it better if you can?
We can have decent writing and showing all the Mario things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think you can always have ambition for any creative project you have, and just saying that, well, it didn't need to be good to make money. Like, because that was another excuse I saw was that, like, oh, well, they didn't need to try too hard because it was Mario and it was always going to make a ton of money. It's like, that's no excuse. Why not just try hard? Why not just make an effort? There's nothing...
Yeah. It's just this was never going to be that because that's why they went to Illumination, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel like Illumination is very much the lowest common denominator studio. Like, they just...
Yeah.
You don't go there if you want to try, writing-wise, at all.
And, like, people have pointed out, but it was a really visually good movie. And, like, the visuals are nice. Like, they're very, big studio movie competent 3D animated movie visuals.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's fucking Spider-Verse or anything. It just looks like the Mario stuff in HD. Like, that's fine. I could also enjoy those Mario visuals in a video game where they belong. Yeah,
and it's one of those things where, like, when you're spending this much money, just having a competent looking movie is the base level.
Yeah.
If it had looked unpleasant or busted, and that's like, oh no, something went really wrong, that's like unforgivable for the amount of money they have spent.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. Oh, well, actually, you know what? Some of the more recent Marvel movies, just about everything post Eternals or post Endgame, and Eternals is one of them, have looked shit VFX wise, like genuinely quite awful.
Oh right, yeah, because of how like they've been pushing those poor VFX artists.
Yeah, VFX artists being one of the only parts of Hollywood that aren't properly unionized, so they get pushed to shit, and now they're having trouble finding people and working with anyone who knows Marvel's reputation for just fucking them over hard. So
yeah,
they're now these days stuck with just awful looking VFX, and it's their own fault. But yeah, that's.
But yeah, the movie doesn't look bad. It looks fine, except for the people. But anyway, so she's in another castle, ha ha. And then Toad brandishes a frying pan at them. And I was trying to ask people, like, is this a reference to something about Toad that I don't know about? Because he uses this frying pan several times throughout the movie like it's his character item. And apparently it's just for some reason, because they had no fucking idea what to do with Toad in this movie, they decided that his charm point is he has a frying pan.
Okay.
And he's like, ah! And then he's cooking for them is the joke, is that he's distracting them by cooking for them.
That sounds like it sucks. There's one Arknights character who does that, and I very much enjoy it. So, you know.
Gummy?
Gummy, yeah. Her second skill.
Gummy's very good.
She just stops fighting and cooks a meal for everyone and heals them all.
Now, if Gummy showed up in the movie and brandished her frying pan, that would make total sense, because that's her thing.
And it would make you happy, because she's cool and cute.
Yes, I like the Gummy.
Yeah.
And she's very useful. She's very good.
It's just a very good 4-star unit. Anyway.
Yeah, especially in IS. Anyway, so the Toads are at a council of Toads in the castle and talking about how Bowser is, you know, like he's going to come here with the superstar and he will conquer the world and it's horrible. What will we do? But see, there's one Toad who's a little blue guy, and the joke is that he's a little guy, a little cartoon cute guy, but he has a very serious adult man voice. And you might say, wait, wasn't that the Penguin King? Yes, they use the exact same joke twice because they're fucking hacks. It's still just so like, ha ha, see, you don't expect the little guy to have a dramatic man voice, but he does, wow, and oh, look, we did it again, because we're asleep.
Remember Nibbler and Futurama?
Nibbler.
They've been doing this joke forever.
Oh, yeah, but that was actually like showing like a dichotomy in his character. Anyway.
Yeah.
They're like, what should we do, princess? And then that's when we get to see Princess Peach. She says, I will not let him hurt you, my Toads, I won't let him hurt you. Then you get to see Peach's face, and Peach looks like shit. And Peach is incredibly uncanny, and I fucking hate Peach. I hate everything about her in this movie. For some reason, Mario and Luigi are like very on model Mario and Luigi from the video games. Peach looks like an Illumination woman. She has a very defined Cupid's bow sometimes, like that ridge between the nose and the lips for like no reason. She has like those little weird illumination eyelashes, and she sucks. And she just talks like a generic cartoon woman from this age where that's supposed to be a girl boss and doesn't have a character. Just like, hey, I'm Peach, what's up? I'm just, I don't know, some famous voice actress lady, whatever.
I was going to say, because even in the games, or at least in the 3D games, when they've had decent rendering, Peach has always looked a bit more human than Mario and Luigi. Like she's always been a bit less cartoony than everyone else.
A bit, but sometimes she has like, you know, she has her big peach lips and, you know, is like a pretty girly girl or whatever. She's not allowed to be girly at all in this movie. Being girly is not girl boss. This
is great because this is like depiction of feminist discourse stuff that's like at least 10 years old. We're well past the point of saying that girl bosses can't be girly. Like the Barbie movie's out now. Like it's well established that like, no, girls can be girly and still be cool. Like you don't have to do this stupid reductive girl boss thing where they have to reject all forms of femininity in order to be good feminists. This is ancient.
I get so fucking frustrated when a movie does something like this. You know, like when they released a stupid trailer of her like owning the obstacle course. It was a whole thing that they did, and then everybody was arguing about it. That's gonna happen soon. And she like karate chops this cardboard cutout of Bowser, because that's what a girl in an animated movie does when she's a surprise girl boss, even though she's a princess, you know, like in Shrek. Shrek, which was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, this is so dated. Like this is just so unbelievably dated as an idea.
Yeah, and so like I get so frustrated because then you like the dude bros have to be like, this sucks because I hate women, and then like some other people have to be like, no, it's good because I don't hate women. And I have to be like, no, you're all wrong. It sucks because this sucks and is stupid and isn't interesting and is boring and I've seen it.
Yeah. It's the discourse mongers. It's sort of like who are just looking for things to yell about, and this thing provides it because it's getting harder to find it. Because again, this discourse is 20 years old.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
So she says she's going to go ask the Kong army for help. And she runs by Mario and they run into each other and she's confused by him. She's like, what? You're like a, you know, like little human looking person. I don't know any other humans. And you're so small. And she makes fun of him multiple times for being small because that's his thing that he needs to overcome partly as a character, is that he's metaphorically small, but also literally.
That's also funny because, not to get too discoursey again, but like, you know that there's that whole thing about like one of the most disadvantageous thing you can be as a man in terms of like a general physical disadvantage that like makes you like more likely to earn less money and stuff is being short.
Yeah.
Statistically. And it's also one of those things that it's frequently still fine, culturally acceptable for people to
shit on guys for being short.
Yeah, like to actually discriminate against them, like people, like women, people putting in their dating profiles that I'm not interested in any man that's under like 5'7" or whatever.
Yeah,
that's a thing, and it's like, so her shitting on him for being short also fits into the data discourse, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if like in 10 years we'll be like, oh geez, this made a short man joke. That's we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So he's like, you have to take me, because my brother is with Bowser. I gotta help save him. She's like, okay, well, let's see what you have. So she takes him to that obstacle course from that trailer they shared around. And she says, if you can finish this, you're coming with me. Watch and learn. And then she does the thing where she owns it. And there's a part, here's one of those times where I'd get very irrationally like, fuck everything about this movie. So
not Cube. You to get irrationally angry about it.
No, this is like one of my pettiest points. So there's like a part of the obstacle course that mimics those like chains of fireballs that go in a circle, that you have to dodge around in Mario. Yeah. Classic meatball. And she dodges under it by sliding under it at its lowest point.
No.
And I'm like, that ruins the entire fucking concept of this obstacle.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point, is you have to time it when it's up, but that's not visually interesting in a film like this. So.
It sucks. There's just like something so wrong about it to me that I'm just like, why'd you even put it in here?
Well, because they wanted to put the thing in from Mario, but then the thing from Mario doesn't suit a movie all that well, so we have to do something else.
It could have, though. Like, if it was spinning the other way and she slid, it would have gone like with the, like, she slid to avoid it grazing her.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
You could have still done the dramatic slide in a way that works with that thing without it just being like, oh, we've built this poorly so you can just slide under it.
Yeah, that's true. You're right, that was petty, but I completely agree.
Yeah, there was just something about it. I was like, fuck you. She does her super cool karate kick the cardboard boss to show that she's a girl boss. I mean, cardboard Bowser. And she does one moment where she floats down with her dress. And I'm like, oh, someone saw Peach at one point. There's your one piece of Peach. Someone looked at Peach. Is that she floats down with her dress.
Look, to be fair, it's probably one of the first things listed in like the fandom wiki.
Yeah. So Mario's amazed, and he's like, that was amazing. How can I do that? And she says, with power-ups, they give us special abilities. Now, the thing is, she didn't use a power-up to do that. She only wants Mario to use the drugs.
Maybe she's just like, she has it inbuilt at this point. Her body creates her own drugs.
Yeah, because like she just hits a block, because it's just a thing in this movie that they just have like question mark blocks and power-ups come out of them.
Of course.
So a big red mushroom comes out of it, and he's like, does it really have to be mushroom?
This is a bit more isekai than I was expecting, to be honest.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. It's a good thing Mario doesn't have stats, because we would have had stats.
No, because here's the thing. She force feeds him the red mushroom, and it makes him get big. And if you get hit, you lose it. That's like part of the mechanics of this world. So like, she definitely wasn't extra big. She's not under the effect of any of these power-ups. I can assure you of that.
Unless she's like, unless she's already big, because she has a permanent mushroom.
No, because later she gets hit in the movie, and she doesn't get small.
Oh, okay.
So he gets big, and he's very excited to be big and strong on these steroids, but he still sucks at the platforming. And that's when you find out that is because he gets hit and he goes pew 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 and gets smaller again. And
sorry, Spook Tape just saying she's just built different. Sorry to this man, but
no,
I'm built different.
No, fucking just you fucking wait. So now there's going to be a training montage for Mario, because you know how Peach said that she just had to see if he could hang, if he was good enough to hang, because she was about to leave for the Kong Kingdom. It turns out she actually has a lot of free time. She has an entire night to just sit there and fall asleep while he does a training montage, because he's the main character after all.
Why does he need a training montage? He's got the power-ups.
And also, as I mentioned earlier, he was very good at platforming early in the movie. He was doing backflips. He was doing all this shit.
Are you serious? He's now bad at platforming?
Now he needs a training montage, so now he's bad at platforming.
Oh my god. That's so fucking lame.
He's bad at platforming so that we can play I need a hero.
What, the fucking song from Shrek?
Hero exactly. Remember how I brought up Shrek earlier? Fucking time for more Shrek. They just play that song. Which, yes, to me, that is a Shrek song. Shrek owns that song.
Well, it's not. I mean, I don't necessarily think of it as a Shrek song, but it's definitely, if I'm going to think about it in a cartoon context related to an action sequence, then I'm sorry, I'm going to think Shrek.
Yeah, Junk is saying, like, that song is older than Shrek. Yes, I know, but when you are making a cartoon 3D animated comedy movie,
yes,
and your girl just fucking karate chopped thing in her princess dress, and now you're playing I Need a Hero.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit.
Fucking get your own goddamn song.
Yeah. And there are a ton of other songs you could have chosen for that moment, but that's such an obvious pick that has already been done. Like, no, that's
why not just do the most obvious thing? Yeah. But I mean, I got it. Like, it did make me think, like, God, that song is a bop. Like when they're doing the like, ooh,
oh, great song. No, fucking, it's a
fucking banger.
It's a banger. Yeah, no, there's a reason that it gets picked. Like, it's not. Yeah.
And yeah, Peach is like falling asleep waiting for him because she's not in that much of a hurry to save her fucking kingdom. She's got to save this shit boy. He isn't quite able to finish it by the end, but he gave it a good college try, so she's impressed enough to take him along.
Cool.
And they're sitting on like some of the blocks together having a little moment. She's like, oh, you did good enough. No one gets it right away. And Mario's like, oh, even you? And she's like, haha, yeah, not even me. Haha. Okay, maybe I got it right away. Because heaven forbid this girl boss have to have even like tried to be good at anything. Yeah. She has to have been perfect at it first try.
This is just the most dude writing a girl boss thing from 20 years ago. It's so stupid.
Anyway, cut to Bowser having a rock party because his side's better. He's like, my army! Koopas! Goombas! Which, like, this is the only time Goombas are really in the movie, which feels weird to me. I always felt like they were, like...
They're much more central.
I don't know, like, the Mario... Yeah. Like, obviously, Koopas are very important, but I feel like Goombas are, like, the main generic Mario villain.
I mean, you see them less as, like... Well, depending on the game you're talking about, you see them less as they go on. And they're definitely not the scariest villain. Like, those little spiky guys you can't jump on that the guy from the cloud throws at you.
Oh, okay, but see, so he goes, Koopas, Goombas, whatever those things are, and it's those guys. It's those little spiky things. And I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? I do like that because I don't remember what those guys are called.
No, but they're terrifying.
Oh yeah, aren't they called like Spinies? Oh, Buzzy Beetles.
Buzzy Beetles, that's a good name.
He says, I'm now the most powerful turtle in the world, which surprised me. I didn't think he would call himself a turtle. That was like weird to me.
Well, he is. Hang on, he is technically a turtle, isn't he?
I don't know. I always thought he was like a kaiju. I didn't think he was like just a literal turtle that is somehow like a big dragon thing. I thought he was supposed to be like a Gamera.
Yeah, but even kaiju were like usually like based off some smaller animal.
Yeah, but would Gamera self-identify as a turtle? I don't think so. I think he's a Gamera.
That's true.
I think that Bowser is a Bowser.
Fair
He's
enough.
a Bowser-like entity. He's like, so now that I have the superstar, we will go to the Mushroom Kingdom and I will ask Peach to marry me and we will have a fairy tale wedding. And everyone's like, and then one of them's like, doesn't she hate you? And he's like, yeah, but she's gonna like me when she sees the star.
Hey, quick Mario question. What was the most recent game that had Mario in a wedding dress and you also see Bowser in a wedding dress? Oh, sorry, no, Mario in a wedding suit, white wedding suit. I
don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, because
Odyssey, apparently.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there's a whole bit.
The dress was a mod, people say.
Oh, okay, but there was a whole bit where Bowser was going to like marry Peach. All I heard from the discourse of it was like that that people feel like it should be obvious at this point that Peach actually does like Bowser and doesn't know how to tell Mario. She actually would prefer to marry him, and Mario just keeps interrupting shit.
See, what I think is a bummer is I think there could be something really cute with Mario and Peach, because like I do find them cute as a theoretical couple, because you know Mario's just this like woohoo plumber guy, and she's like this princess person, and I think theoretically that's like a very cute couple. Like she just likes him and thinks he's fun and silly, and he likes her. She's pretty princess. And I don't know. I'm when I think about it, I'm surprisingly like they're cute.
no, totally. Like it's like you say, it's a cute little dynamic.
Yeah. It could have been in a different movie.
Oh wait, no, yeah, that was sorry. I just realized that was the whole thing that spawned Bowsette. Was that how she rejects them at the end, and then he pulls out the little thing that turns you into a princess, and now they.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bowsette.
God, that was a fucking moment.
So someone's like, what if she says no? And Bowser's like, then I will power up with a star and destroy the Mushroom Kingdom. And everyone's like, yeah, there we go. And party back on. Woo. Now it's time to check in with Luigi, who's just like being walked in a line by these shy guys. And he's bondage Luigi. He's got like ropes around his hands.
Oh.
And he's just really sad and having a sad boy time.
That's what ropes are good for.
They flash back to baby Luigi, who looks like baby Luigi from the games with like the pill eyes, like the eyes that I have right now as my cube self, which looks super fucking wrong in this style. Like it looks like one of those like cursed Coraline doll person with beads in his eyes. It just does not fit whatsoever, but that's the design that people will recognize for baby Luigi and Mario, so that's what they look like.
I can see how that wouldn't work. Which is funny because it's like the issue, well, your issue with the way they did Pomeranians in that Pet movie was that the Pomeranian didn't have dot eyes; it had like weird human eyes. So it's just Illumination can fuck up both.
But even then, if they had just like, if she just had the pill eyes but rendered very shiny like a physical object, it's wrong. It's wrong in a very rendered 3D movie.
Yeah. Illumination really do just fuck up everything, don't they? It's kind of funny.
The flashback is that baby Luigi's castle is knocked down by a bully child, and Mario fights off the bully child heroically, and Luigi's like, well, Mario. And so that's his, reminding you that his thing is he sucks and Mario has to do things for him or whatever.
So lame. So fucking lame.
Yeah.
So lame and straightforward. At least this time they got the age right for when it would be appropriate for Luigi being saved by Mario.
Yeah, and also the kid did a physically violent act of like wrecking his little like castle that Luigi was building, and then Mario just kind of like stepped up to him and the kid ran off. It's like, yes, that's the right way to do that kind of scene, not with your boss.
Yeah, not with your ex-boss.
With your, like, real-world working boss.
Yeah, who was not actually threatening you physically. Like, that's...
So there's, like, a big gathering of toads to see Peach off to go to the Kong Kingdom, and Mario's also there, and they're like, who's he? And she's like, he's not important, and they leave. Toad runs in to join them. Toad's still here, don't forget. He's like, wow, we're going on an adventure! God. And Peach is like, a toad brave enough to join me? Wow. I was like, damn, that also speaks very poorly of the rest of your toads, huh?
Well, yeah, or just Peach is a bit racist.
She's racist against all of her subjects. That's excellent.
Yeah. She doesn't think much of them in general.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't think much of them either. There is like a potential fun aspect where it's like, my toads, they suck, but they're my little guys, I gotta protect them. I guess fair enough.
Yeah.
So they start going on a like little adventure across different vistas, and you see a herd of Yoshi across the river, and Yoshi looks over and says, you know what, this looks like a shit movie, I'm leaving. And that's all you see of Yoshi.
Good on you, Yoshi. Well done, Yoshi.
Yeah, bye,
right
fucker.
Choice.
Have a good time with that shit.
That's also frustrating, like, because I feel like it would be a fair expectation to see Yoshis in this thing.
Yeah.
Like, to actually for them to be a part of the movie, like not just to sort of go, oh yeah, they're over there. Reference. Bye.
Yeah, it's weird. Like Donkey Kong ends up becoming a major character, I guess because of the early games. But like Donkey Kong has become such like the leader of his own franchise now that it feels weird that he's just also there as a major character, as if he's a Mario character.
Yeah,
like Yoshi fits that role better to me.
Yeah, because Yoshi has their own stories too, but it's sort of Donkey Kong's much more separate.
Yeah. Yoshi's games usually feel like, well, I mean, there was that one, like, Yoshi's Island is the most famous, you taking care of a baby Mario. Like, Yoshi feels much more like Mario's going to be around somewhere, even if he's off screen.
What was the one, was it Yoshi's Story? Was the one on the 64? The cute one where you just, like, you spit... Yeah. Had a cute song and everything.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But see, I could believe Mario was just somewhere off screen, I don't know.
Fair enough.
So they're going around, and at one point they have like a shot that's supposed to be like they're looking across the vista shot, and she's like, I won't let anyone ruin this land. But for some reason the shot is like all these just kind of weirdly shaped rock formations, and apparently it's like the far background of one of the areas in one of the newer Mario platforms. And it's like, that's a kind of random pull. That's weird.
Yeah, that is kind of strange.
Like these strange kind of generic feeling cliff chunky faces.
Yeah, but also if you're trying to have the moment where she's looking at the beauty of her land and going, I won't let anyone ruin it, and it's just kind of like weird blocky nothing.
Yeah, some rocks in fog. Beautiful. And then we cut to Jack Black singing the meme song about Peach, which is, I assume that they just said like, Jack Black, do your thing. So we're just like, peaches, 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 peaches. Oh, oh yeah, I'm Jack Black.
I do wonder if they like actually had him write it. I mean, because that would be the sensible thing to do. He can do that, and he'll make you a fun song.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would be very surprised if they wrote it. Like, the script would have to be like, say peaches many times, and then go, why? Yeah! You know, like you do, Jack Black.
No, I guarantee it would have just said, insert Jack Black song. Like,
yeah, absolutely. And then Kamek, his wizard friend, comes in and announces that there's a mustachioed human.
Don't like this voice.
I don't. That's how he talks, though. Let it be remembered. That's how he talks, though. It's very weird. And he announces that some mustachioed humans hanging out with Peach, and Bowser's like, "Huh, jam with me." And they're playing the da 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 because Bowser's been playing a piano this whole time. So
okay.
like this during the scene, especially, Bowser is just with Jack Black, which I guess makes sense because the writer of the movie probably knows Jack Black and not Bowser.
Yeah, exactly. That's something he's way more familiar with.
Yeah. But it is kind of cute because while they're jamming, he like asks, "So tell me about this human. Like, is he cool? Does Peach seem interested in him?" like just very like openly insecure, kind of cute.
Yeah, that's funny.
Cut to Peach and Mario having a romantic scene amongst a bunch of fire flowers that I hate. Because like Mario and Peach have like several romantic scenes in this movie, and they always just feel wrong. And it's hard to imagine like what Peach is supposed to see in this guy other than that he's a movie protagonist guy.
Yeah, I mean this is a thing that I used to run into all the time on the other podcast I did about bad pilots. Is like you have these moments where it's like, yeah, we're doing the romantic thing now because that's what we're up to in the script.
Yeah.
And you haven't bothered to establish what the chemistry is between these two or why they would like each other or anything. It's just, this is just the bit we're up to. It's fine.
Yeah, and Peach uses a fire flower to set a campfire because they had to, put the fire flower costume in the movie and they didn't have any other plans for it.
It's also like, I mean, even just to bring up the thing that was mentioned before with, Shrek, they made an effort to establish why Shrek and Fiona would like each other and what the connection was and all that sort of stuff. Like there was a point to all that. Like, yeah.
They had like a relationship dynamic that evolved over the course of the movie.
Yeah, and a couple of really relatable points for each other. Like the reason that one really strong thing they could relate on. So, yeah.
Yeah, but instead Peach likes Mario almost immediately because he kept trying at that course. So the rest is just her liking him and thinking he's a cool guy.
I suppose if like her entire kingdom are like toads who suck and don't try, then that might make sense why she was so impressed.
Finally a fucking alpha. So Peach mentions that she doesn't know where she's from so that we can see a flashback of baby Peach coming out of the pipe. And she says like the toads raised her as their own and when I was ready, they made me their princess. I guess just because she's tall and they're stupid. I don't know.
God.
And Mara's
lame.
like, maybe you're from my world. And she's like, there's a huge universe out there with lots of galaxies. I'm like, don't make me think about Mario Galaxy. Don't you fucking even make me think you might touch Mario Galaxy at some point. And that's the last that they address that. So I guess we're just supposed to think that like maybe she's from our world, but nobody really cares.
Yeah, we just sort of, it feels like the sort of thing that you would chuck this in at this moment because you want them to be introspective.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we don't know where she comes from. Bye.
Yeah, she has some vulnerability maybe.
Yeah, like it served its purpose just for this scene and we're done. That's fine. We don't need to worry about it anymore.
It's also very funny because like she just comes out with her pacifier and a little baby cape and it's like, but when you know where that pipe is in Mario's world, it's like, how did she end up at this like super deep underground facility of pipes?
Yeah, that's weird.
Very, very mysterious. You raised more questions than you answered, but okay, movie.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you were approaching this the wrong way in that you were asking questions.
That's true. I need to just turn my brain off like a good movie viewer. So Luigi is brought to Bowser, and this is where there was like a shot that the internet could enjoy because Bowser twirls his mustache with his big claw, and so that was something for the shippers. But and Bowser's like interrogating him by like he just like plucks out one of his mustache hairs and it makes Luigi go, okay, yeah, the guy you're talking about is my brother and he's the best guy in the world. Ah. And Bowser's like, do princesses find him attractive?
God.
And Luigi goes, they do if they have good taste. And I'm like, oh, he loves his brother.
Still a slightly weird thing to say about your brother. I don't know.
I know, but like, I don't know. Luigi does seem to like actually care about Mario more than like theoretically Luigi is Mario's damsel in distress in this movie, but Mario doesn't seem that distracted by Luigi or what's happening to him.
Yeah.
But that makes for such an unpleasant dynamic when like you've got the sort of slightly hero worshipy brother and the brother he's worshipping maybe doesn't give that much of a shit about him.
Yeah, he's like, I needed to save my brother, but also Peach is here and our relationship is more important to this movie, so he'll come back later. I'm sure we'll get there.
I do like the idea that, because I don't think, I wouldn't assume that's what they were doing, but the idea that they were putting something in Luigi Bowser shippers is kind of funny.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, there's just something very like with the way that he like runs his finger up his face and twirls his mustache. I'm like, are you fucking? is one of these animators playing a little game?
Yeah, one of these animators, knows there's an audience out there that can be served.
They follow that person that does the really fun Luigi Bowser ship comics, or was doing them a few years ago.
Yeah.
So Luigi's thrown in jail, which is like a bunch of hanging cages over a big thing of lava. The penguins are there, so they get to have some more stupid lines. And there's a Luma there, which is the only thing from Mario Galaxy that's in this movie. You know those little star guys that are like kind of fat stars?
Sort of.
You ever play Mario Galaxy?
No, I never played Mario Galaxy.
Oh, it's so vibes.
Oh.
But yeah, there's a Luma there, and the joke with the Luma is that it keeps saying like nihilistic things in a cute voice. And I don't hate it. Like, it's probably an overdone joke, but also because I hated the movie, like, I found it relatable. Because, like, the little Luma would just be like, in an insane world, it's the sane who are called crazy. Time like hope is an illusion. There's no escape. The only hope is the sweet release of death. I'm like, man, I feel you, little guy.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. That sounds funny.
Yeah, I'm vibing with this Luma.
In a more successful film, it might have annoyed you, but you were having a bad time, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, take me away, Luma, to the sweet release of death. And so they arrive at Kongland, and there's a big gorilla in a sports coat that welcomes them, and he's just like, come this way. And Mario says, that gorilla's wearing a sports coat.
Oh, fuck, come
so
on.
that you know that...
You just got to lampshade everything. That's not even lampshading. That's just like pointing to a lampshade and going, hey, look.
Yeah. Hey, did you know it is unusual in the real world for gorillas to walk around in sports coats? And so he drives them to the castle in a Mario Kart type cart, and Take On Me plays.
Oh, Jesus. Hang on, why Take On Me?
I think because in part of the music video, they're like racing bikes and stuff,
Yeah, there's like the comic that she's reading that she gets pulled into is about some stock car drivers. Yeah. But like that is not the thing I think of.
Particularly like this has nothing to do with they're just having a like wee driving around Kong World sequence is all that's happening.
Yeah,
so why Take On Me?
There are other 80s meme pop songs you could have played there. Like that Tarzan Boy song?
Yeah.
That could have worked. Yeah.
And at one point, the gorilla that's driving the car, he steals a banana from a shop, and he throws the banana peel, and another car wrecks. Get it?
Shut up.
And they...
Shut up, movie.
Yeah, that's such a me thing to say. I've infected you. So Cranky Kong is the king. Mm-hmm. I had never got the impression that Cranky Kong was Donkey Kong's dad.
No, Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong's grandfather, and Cranky Kong is also...
That's what I thought.
Cranky Kong is also the Donkey Kong from the earlier Mario games, who was always trying to kill Mario.
Wait, really? That's the canon?
That's the canon. That's the whole thing. That's how they explain the fact that Donkey Kong used to like be homicidal in the really, really early games.
What establishes that?
It's in like a manual or some law somewhere. I don't know, but that is the canon.
That's fun.
Yeah. Donkey Kong is actually like Donkey Kong the Third or Donkey Kong Jr. or whatever. So that way we get a clean slate. This Donkey Kong, he's cool. Cranky Kong, well, he was very cranky, and you saw his crankiness, and then you tried to kill people.
But here's the thing: if he's his grandfather, then we can't have Donkey Kong have very relevant daddy issues as part of his character. So Cranky Kong is his dad, so that Donkey Kong, like Mario, can have daddy issues that are a big concern for him.
I swear to God, like this is just a thing with these sorts of dude screenwriters, is that their dads weren't happy that they wanted to be screenwriters, and it just keeps coming up. Because, like, on the one hand, it is just, it's a stock sort of thing you can just come back to and put in a film. But, like, it just comes up too much, and they find it too relatable, So it just keeps happening.
It's like, yes, I understand that all of us creative people have father issues. None of our fathers approve us. I get it. But that doesn't seem like something that Mario would be dealing with specifically.
No, exactly.
Or Donkey Kong.
It isn't appropriate for every movie, particularly not the fucking, for these cartoon characters.
Yeah. So Cranky Kong's like, nah. He has like a kind of like old Jewish man voice, kind of, which I guess is like trying to offset the fact that like everything else is like very tribal, and it would like it feels a little weird maybe otherwise.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those things where it's more uncomfortable than it used to be. like a lot of old video game stuff.
So he's like, no, I'm not giving you my army. And Mario's like, we're not leaving without your army. And he's like, who's this stupid guy? You can fight my son and then we'll give you our army. And so they go to the arena where he has to fight Donkey Kong. And Donkey Kong is Seth Rogen.
Oh, you fucking kidding me?
Did you not know? I'm sorry. He's Seth Rogen. It's wrong.
I mean, look, yeah. Okay, first of all, yes, it's wrong. Second of all, it's just sort of... I got nothing against Seth Rogen, really. I've liked him in a lot of movies, but it's just every time they have these movies, like, because at the moment, I was saying to my friend last night how there's too many movies that are like famous actors voicing dogs at the moment. There's like a whole string of them.
Yeah.
And like, because there's one at the minute that's like, I'm pretty sure it is Seth Rogen voicing a dog, but like, you know, Jamie Foxx is in there too.
Oh, yeah. He seems like someone who's like a very famous guy you can get.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you can sell your movie with, and Seth Rogen.
But also like, say, I don't have any issue with like, say, Jack Black or Eddie Murphy in these sorts of movies because they are like dudes who have made an effort to become voice actors and learn the craft. Seth Rogen's not a voice actor. Like, he's just not. He doesn't do anything other than Seth Rogen voice. It bugs me that he keeps ending up in these films doing Seth Rogen voice. Just being Seth Rogen.
He doesn't necessarily do like a bad voice acting job. He's just not the right voice for Donkey Kong.
No, not at all.
Because Donkey Kong's a big gorilla man, and he's just like, hey, I'm Donkey Kong. I'm Seth Rogen. What's up?
Yeah, it's so low effort. Oh.
Hey, what's up? I'm Donkey Kong. I'm just a guy.
So bad.
I'm a guy. I've got daddy issues.
That too. That is... Oh.
For a moment, I did feel something because he comes out and the DK rap beat plays.
Oh, okay.
And they go, Donkey Kong.
This is exactly the sort of thing that would get you. Yeah.
It's a good. And you know what? Fucking Grant Kirkhope didn't get credit for it at the end of the movie. They left him out even though he did the crucial DK rap. Fucking robbed.
Maybe he asked his name to be taken off it. Maybe it was like an Alan Smithy type thing.
But it sucks. It sucks that it's like one of the only things in the movie that made me feel anything was uncredited. Donkey Kong is going to kick Mario's ass, and he does. Like, he fucks Mario up. Mario, obviously, it's a cartoon, so he has like cartoon ability to take a beating, but when you remember that he's from Earth, it really feels like he should be fucking dead. But there's power-ups around.
Oh, okay. So he finally learns to use powers up?
Well, he learned to use power-ups more or less in the other thing, but there's many power-ups, you see.
Oh.
So at first, Mario takes a blue mushroom, and it makes him small, and everyone laughs at him because now he's even smaller. but he wins.
I don't know why that makes me find that so funny. Oh, he got small.
It's the worst thing that could possibly happen. This is his low moment. This is the low moments in the movie. He's smaller now.
He got even smaller, and everyone laughs at him.
No, it's like his worst nightmare.
It's like a badly translated manual for a thing that happened, like some sort of Mario game. Mario got small, and they laughed at him. The people laughed at Mario.
Little guy. So,
I'm sorry. Continue.
Mario has to turn this fight around. He's got to do something like as a character that's plot important. Just kidding. He gets the Cat Mario power up. So it's the thing from the thing, and he wins because he's Cat Mario now.
Okay. Well, Cat Mario's pretty powerful. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, well, he's a cat. Oh shit, he kicked my ass. Wow. Thanks, Cat Power Up. You really sold me on Cat Power Up, but not this character because he didn't do shit except become Cat Mario.
Actually, wait a minute. I'm trying to remember. What is the Cat Mario power up? Because I was just realized I was thinking of the Tanuki suit.
I don't actually know because that's like very after when I would have been playing the like platformer Mario games very often.
Yeah.
So like it's a little recent for me to know exactly how the cat works. Oh, it has wall climb. Anyway, Mario's a cat and he wins. And Peach is very turned on by this powerful cat Mario. She's very impressed by his ability to become a cat when he takes the cat drugs. So he's really proved himself to her again.
Right, so she's into furries. Okay.
Yeah. Peach is like, wow, you just don't know when to quit, Mario. And he's like, I never thought about that as a good thing. It's a great thing. Because this is like, I guess, just reassuring us that Mario has no character flaws actually, and the conflict of the movie is that the people back home need to recognize that he has no character flaws.
Oh, this is such a basic misunderstanding of this sort of arc thing. It's like, no, a character's allowed to have like a personal flaw they overcome. You don't just find out that your personal flaw is actually awesome.
His flaw is that he doesn't know that he actually is the best in every way. He sometimes doubts that he's the best.
Did they play You're the Best Around now? Nothing's ever going to beat you down.
I'm amazed they didn't.
I'm amazed that isn't in the film, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah. Donkey Kong's all angry and butthurt that he lost because now his dad's going to be disappointed in him. But since they won, the Donkey Kong army is going to help them with the war. And so they have to go to the Mushroom Kingdom, but they got to find a way to beat Bowser. They got to take a shortcut. They got to use carts. We're going to need carts.
Oh, Christ.
Mario carts.
I mean, I guess I know it was in there. I saw shots of them on carts on the side of a bus.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. We were gonna cart.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I guess they did establish that for some reason Donkey Kong Kingdom is the one that's super into carts because there was that part earlier where they play Take on Me where they're in the cart.
I still don't get what was going on there. Like, why that?
I mean, I need you to understand this movie has like 50 gratuitous action sequences where it's just like someone has to go somewhere, and so they have to go there in like a wee way.
Right.
And that's its own reward. It's about the journey, not the destination.
I mean, yeah, that is the easy way to keep kids entertained, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's part of what makes it feel such written for 5-year-olds.
Is there just things constantly moving and happening?
Action sequence, woo!
Yeah.
And all the adults fall asleep until they hear the 80s song.
I sometimes wonder if like some of these films are made for parents just to give them a chance to nap.
Maybe.
Because I mean, it's a very noisy way to nap, but this was definitely a thing I remember my dad doing when we were kids. Is like he'd take us to see a film sometimes, and sometimes he'd just fall asleep.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's fair. He's tired. He needed a nap.
Well, no, you need to wake up because they're playing Thunder. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Oh, they're playing a bit of AC/DC.
Yeah, as they design their carts and make them. Because we're in a big hurry, so it's time to design your own custom cart, everyone. And you got little spinner wheel things, and it's fun.
Thunderstruck is such a basic choice with AC/DC as well. Not that it's not a good song, but like, fuck. I don't know.
Like, doesn't Thor own that now? Much like how Shrek owns Need Hero?
Well, no, Thor, in the Thor movies, they were using a lot of Led Zeppelin, like the Immigrant Song and a few other things, yeah. So he was more a sort of 70s rock.
And it's also like, so you made a thing where they're making cars, and you couldn't think of anything more relevant than playing Thunder by AC/DC?
Yeah, Thunderstruck, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, again, they seem to have just made, in general, very generic choices. Like, that's just the general vibe, is what's the most generic thing we could think of? What is a rock song you can play while we do a montage of some sort? Like this.
See, someone said play Highway to Hell. They can't because they say the word hell.
Yeah. It's also just, like, I don't know, like, if you want blood, there's a fucking AC/DC song that kicks ass, but I suppose they couldn't play that.
It's like about blood?
If you want blood, wow, you got it.
So,
anyway.
So Mario makes the generic Mario Kart. Peach makes the bike, like a motorcycle, and she has her like motorcycle outfit for a good while in the movie after this. And Toad makes like a big monster truck. Isn't that funny? Or whatever. Fuck him.
There's something cool about Peach on a bike. I don't know. That's an aesthetic I find appealing.
Oh yeah, and she has that cute, like almost like retro motorcycle outfit with the ascot. Like it is a good look.
Yeah.
If you were gonna give Peach another look. Cut to Bowser. He's putting on a white top hat. So he's play acting proposing to Peach with Comic, who's dressed as Peach. Which I don't like his joke. I don't know.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Oh yeah, because at one point one of the Koopas makes Bowser mad, and Bowser just fucking fires him like with his breath into death, and he's a dry bones now, and he's just like, oh, guess I'm a dry bones, and it's like, wow, so they're all just, they can never die.
That's how they're made. It's Bowser's weird form of necromancy.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I guess this is my life now. I have to go live with the dry bones.
It's kind of sad.
So Mario does a jump and then he ends up in Rainbow Road.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, ooh, Rainbow Road, it is a rainbow. I do like to look at it, I guess.
It is cool.
And
I had a Game Boy with 15 games.
Shut up. Not this time. Not this time. We can't.
Sorry.
But see, he says, woohoo. no, because that's the thing Mario says.
Yeah.
Everyone loves how Mario says things.
People do like it when Mario does Mario things.
And Peach is like, is there anything like this in your world? And he's like, no, my world's fucking shit. And she's like, next.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Next, you'll tell me that turtles aren't usually evil in your world. I'm like, that seems racist. And Mario says, no, usually they're pets. And I'm like, that's also a weird thing to say about turtles. That's not what I think when I think of turtles.
No, yeah, some people have pet turtles, but in general, they're just very old and in the sea. I don't know.
Yeah. It's most of them are in the wild, or like a lot of them you see at a zoo. I don't know why your first thought is turtles are pets.
I mean, they can be. You can have a little turtle as a pet.
It is possible, but I wouldn't say they're usually pets. Yeah, it's like, yeah, come to my world, I'll buy you a turtle. It's like, you wouldn't know how to take care of that turtle. So they're flirting. And Seth Rogen comes in and says, whoa, you guys flirting? It's painful to watch. Whoa. A princess would never go out with you. Which was like, I was like, that's not why it's painful to watch them flirt. But okay, Seth Rogen. And then Toad comes in on the other side. He's like, yes, she would. But Peach is like, guys, come on. Everyone's going to die or whatever.
This is... Oh, God, this is so generic. Even for kids shit, this is generic and dumb.
I know. Like, the whole time I was watching the movie, I was just like, try something!
Yeah. God.
So, stupid evil Bowser carts attack, but not Bowser himself. And there's a mini-boss character who's a blue Koopa with a big ol' wrecking machine vehicle thing. And so, action sequence. Toad falls off the Rainbow Road and Peach catches him with her motorcycle that has like a paraglider thing attached to it now, because I guess that's the thing you do in newer ones.
Yeah,
and
I've seen that.
Toad says, that is how you princess.
I'm amazed you didn't say that now this is pod racing, to be honest. Like, fucking... It's fucking lame.
It just felt so like, wow, our princess is so empowered, guys. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Already annoying character, and they actually did find a new way to make him frustrating, which is that he's just a weird girl boss.
God, I
dude.
hate him.
It's fucking sucks.
He really is like, he's just always there, and I felt like at some point they were gonna have something with him where he admits, like, I know, I always thought I'm just a toad, and I want to be special in some way. I wanted to go on an adventure, and you're like that they would do something, anything, talk to him about why the fuck he's here. But they never do. He's just here and annoying until the end of the movie. Mario gets hit off his vehicle and ends up on Donkey Kong's vehicle, and Donkey Kong has these two big rocket blasters, and he shoots one of them and kills the vehicle of the purple shelled Koopa. But the paratroopa, you see, he's got a purple shell, you see. And the paratroopa stands up from the ashes of his vehicle and says, ha, you think that can stop me? And he says, blue shell! And he retreats into his shell and comes and attacks DK and Mario because he had to say it out loud just in case you didn't recognize it.
They just cannot let anything sit.
Just like imagining why in the world in universe he would say blue shell.
The funny thing is though, if this is lampshading where you still have to understand the reference.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know what a blue shell is, that doesn't explain what's about to happen or what you're watching.
But it's fine because the kids will just be like, "Whoa, Mario! No, he got hit! Whoa, colors!"
It's just funny because this isn't helping the parents at all or anything.
No.
Yeah.
It's just he's very worried that you might forget that the blue shell is a reference in itself. So Mario and Donkey Kong are hit off the Rainbow Road, and everyone's like, no, Mario's dead, but we have to continue on. And all the monkeys get captured. DK is falling with Mario, and he's like, this is all your fault, bleh. But they fall in the ocean. DK gets knocked unconscious. He's going to die.
Oh, shit.
But Mario doesn't let him drown. He saves him.
Oh, that's cool.
And Donkey Kong's like, you saved my life. And Mario's like, I won't tell anyone. He's like, good, don't. So he still doesn't like him. That character arc has not turned around yet. He still doesn't like Mario. But
I reckon he's going to save his life at some point. Because he owes him now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, but there's a monster. And the monster noms them.
Oh
no, guess they're super dead now. They ain't coming back from this one, baby.
Is the monster something recognizable?
I didn't recognize it. Maybe it's something from the newer games. It looked a little too rendered for me to be like, oh, it's, it doesn't look like one of the big fish or anything that I generally think of eating Mario.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
When I think of big sea creatures eating Mario, I think of big fish.
Yeah, the big circle fish or the squids, they're annoying.
There is a blooper that shows up very briefly, and I was like, blooper.
For a second, I thought you said whooper, and I was like, what?
No, blooper.
Oh, okay.
People are saying it's the ilk from Mario 64. It didn't look recognizable as that. I mean, sure, I guess if you say that, fine. It didn't look super long, invisible. I don't know. Whatever. Say it or don't, whatever. Peach rides around on her motorcycle doing sick motorcycle tricks, telling all the Toads to evacuate. She's like, get the fuck out. She like goes into the castle and tells the Toad Council, like, we lost the army and Mario's gone. I just wanted them to be like, who? And she says, get out of here. I'll buy you some time. But Toad, our Toad, doesn't leave. And he's like, I said, I wouldn't let anyone hurt you. Blah. And she's like, good on you, little Toad. And she takes a halberd from some random person, and it looks wrong because it's like just all gray and doesn't look like an asset that should be held by her character.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sound like it feels right.
I guess they just had to have something for her to brandish to show that she is willing to fight because she is a girl boss. And Toad takes out his pan to brandish that. Again, like it's some item that you associate him with. It's very strange.
It's really weird that he's just got this thing that character isn't normally associated with.
Yeah, I don't know. So Big Bowser Castle bears down on him, and Bowser comes out and she brandishes her halberd at him. He's like, no, princess, I stole the star for us. Marry me. And she says, I would never marry you. And then Bowser suddenly gets kind of creepy for the only point in the movie where it feels kind of uncomfortable because he makes a very deadpan face and says, maybe you should reconsider, and comic tortures Toad magically. And like suddenly it's like it turns from like silly comedy turtle incel to like feeling a little too like real incel. like it's all fun and games. He's self-deprecating until it's like fuck women.
yeah. Actual on-screen torture does kind of change that.
Yeah, and just the fact that suddenly he's like stops being goofy and is just like very like serious deadpan, like the fact that he can enter that mode and be like,
that's weird.
I know that I can physically force you to marry me is very strange.
It's really weird.
It's super weird.
Because like, he could continue being goofy and you could just have like, you're going to threaten that you're going to do something awful to Toad. You don't actually have to do it and he gets all fucking...
Or even just like Comic does that because it seems like something that he likes to do, and Bowser's like, whoa man, but yeah, we'll kill your toes, and if you don't marry me, woo. You know, it's just very for Bowser to suddenly be very like conniving like that is very, now it feels weird.
It's very, very strange.
Anyway, it's time for wedding.
Okay, so they're gonna have the wedding. Yeah, okay. Actually, hang on, where's Luigi? Where's Luigi right now?
He's been in prison this whole time. The last time we saw him was when there was that funny Luma saying all the nihilistic things, and Luigi was just like, Mario, I'm having a really shit time in this movie.
I suppose there's no reason for him to be in this scene. But he's Luigi. It feels like he should be in the movie more. Yeah.
Well, because Luigi's going to have the closest thing resembling a character arc in this movie, kind of. It's an implied character arc, kind of. So the prisoners are invited to the royal wedding, yay! To be ritualistically sacrificed. Oh no!
Right.
And the Luma says, finally, mercy. And I'm like, same.
That is funny to suggest that's a Bowser thing. Like, oh yes, there's lots of ritualistic sacrifices in Mario games. Yeah. Happens all the time.
Like, it's not so much ritualistic to him, even though he's just like, Princess Peach, they will all be dipped in the lava in your honor.
That's kind of funny.
Just like to make people fall in lava, I guess. So back in the stomach of the beast, DK and Mario are fighting because they're all grumpy because they're stuck in a beast belly. He's like, my dad thinks I'm a joke. My dad thinks I'm a joke. Ah.
Oh, God. Is this seriously what they came up with for these two to relate on? Like, for fuck's sake.
But that doesn't make them come together emotionally. They're still fighting. And Mario's like, whatever, go smash some things. And DK's like, I am more than a guy who smashes things. Like, that's going to be relevant to his character, but it's not. The rest of the movie, he just smashes things and helps in that way. At one point, like, the monster, like, breathes in or sneezes or something, and a blooper flies in on DK's face, and it does just look like a blooper, and I'm like, I like blooper. But also with that inhale, Donkey Kong's cart arrives, and it has the other big rocket.
Sorry, someone Tickets in the chat just said he should have told him to save Martha.
It seemed really weird to me that like the conflict going on emotionally with the characters is that they're fighting and need to like respect each other, you know, theoretically. But the way that they get out of here is just that Donkey Kong's cart arrives and they see the rocket and they ride out on the rocket and DK says, "Now we're even." No one figured anything out. It's just like a thing arrived and then now it's, I guess, because it's his car.
Yeah, that makes up for Mario saving his life as the DK's car turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I guess maybe only he knows how to pilot the rocket. I don't know.
That's fucking rubbish. That's so lazy.
Stupid. But they're cool now, I guess.
Yeah, because even though we didn't work out a way for them to be cool now, they're cool now.
Yeah. And it's also funny because, like, DK still didn't like Mario, but that whole thing is resolved by he saves Mario, so now he likes Mario.
Yeah, well, yeah, why would he save him if he didn't like him? Like, you could have just left him there.
I guess he's just tsundere. So it's wedding time on big floating platform, and King Babam and King Boo are here, which is just like, hey, look at those guys. This is the only presence of a Boo that I remember in the movie, which feels strange.
That kind of feels like they have just sort of forgotten about some of the more fun, cartoony kind of Mario things. The Boos,
yeah, even when like Boos. Luigi was in a haunted mansion, there was no Boos.
There were no Boos. That's really fucking weird. Yeah, because they're funny. You know, the whole thing. You got to keep looking at them because they're shy and they hide their face.
But it's important to understand that even though Peach is at the mercy of Bowser and is going to marry him, she is still a girl boss.
Oh Christ!
So
How?
Toad is giving her a bouquet that she's like, "You got my bouquet ready?" Wink, wink, wink. And Toad's like, "Yeah." Wink, 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 wink. So she arrives and she's surprised to see everybody dangling in those cages. And he's like, "I'm just gonna sacrifice them in your honor." And she's like, "Oh boy, oh boy." And but then Kamek is like, "Time to marry." And Peach hits him, and a Skelecoopa, a dry bone, says, "Drama." And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You ain't lumpy space princess. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, God.
And she takes a ice flower out of the bouquet, and she says, "I'd never marry a monster." And Bowser says, "Well, then we are breaking up right now," which I thought that was cute. Mario and Donkey Kong crash land on Toad Town, but wow, there's a bunch of power-ups that people are piling up, I think, as like gifts for the wedding.
Right.
And they're like, "You ready to do this, brah? Yeah, brah." And so there's an action sequence of them running around, powering up, hitting things, having fun, getting to the wedding. At one point, Mario does do the twirl jump, which did make me smile when I noticed it. I was like, hey, the twirl jump, I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
And DK says, "This is fun." And I'm like, shut the fuck up, DK. You don't get to tell me if it's fun.
That is a really funny thing for a character in a film to say. That we are having fun.
No one in this movie actually feels like they're having fun. He's just saying it so you know.
But that's what I mean. It's like, you know, the film is telling you it's fun, so it must be fun.
Yeah, because everyone's flying around going, whoa. Mario gets a Tanuki suit, but they never say Tanuki suit in the movie, and I think it's because they were worried the 5-year-olds would be like, "What's a Tanuki? My head explode." DK says like, "Hey, cool raccoon suit," and later Luigi calls it a bear as a joke, but they never say what it actually is.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Tanukis are kind of raccoons, aren't they? Like, it is kind of close enough.
It's close enough that like in old games they would pretend they're raccoons.
Yeah.
But they're not related at all.
No.
And they have completely different tropes associated with them, and that's why it's a transformation leaf, because it's a Tanuki.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Raccoons
but like
aren't magical.
in the modern games, they call it the Tanuki suit and stuff. Like they aren't afraid in other stuff to call it the Tanuki suit. It's just the movie doesn't want to say it for whatever reason.
Yeah. No, but yeah, they're not generally as afraid of just using Japanese terms as they used to be.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Peach is fighting everybody up top, doing her Elsa thing, because she had a wedding dress on, and then when she becomes ice power, it looks kind of like an Elsa dress, suspiciously to me. I don't know what the ice dress looks like in the games, but I don't know. I don't know if it's got like the open top and stuff in the same way. But she Elsa's it up, and Frozen Bowser very angry, but he's frozen, and and she throws like a thing on fire at King Babam and explodes him. Which
funny.
I don't know. Like, I know it's a joke, but there's just something funny about, damn, she just killed a foreign dignitary. We don't know if that guy's committed any fucking crimes. Luigi is gonna die. Like, she was able to freeze the things from falling, but Luigi's still almost in the lava. He's almost gonna die.
Oh,
but
no.
then Mario catches him with his Tanuki suit and saves Luigi.
Okay.
And when they're all lifted back up, the Luma's like, boo, because it wanted to die.
All right, this is kind of funny. I like the Luma.
Yeah, I like Luma. I feel him. Mario's like, see, Luigi, I told you, as long as we're together, everything's going to be okay. Which is kind of like, I guess, because now you're back together. I don't know. And that's when Luigi's like, what's going on? Why do you look like a bear, Mario? Ah, I'm Charlie Day. And Frozen Bowser sees Mario reunite with Peach, and they're smiling at each other. He's very angry, and he like breaks his head out and yells, "Launch the bomber bill and destroy the Mushroom Kingdom!" And so it's just like a giant bullet bill, you know, that's like a nuke.
Yeah. That's a disturbing. It's mildly disturbing. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
just sort of reference something like that in the kids' films. Yeah.
Like when you see it like fire off, like it's a big funny looking Bomber Bill guy, but like the effects and stuff make it like kind of scary. Like, damn, that's a nuke.
Yeah, make it look like an ICBM. Yeah.
Yeah, damn. Mario is able to stop it by, he's still Tanuki mode, and he hits it in the eye so that it gets mad at him and starts chasing him.
Oh, I see.
And he leads it to the pipe that leads back to the human world, and there's a Magesplosion so that everyone can get sucked to Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
So that they can have the final fight in Brooklyn, because you know why it's important that they have the final fight in Brooklyn?
So you can play a song about Brooklyn?
No, so that everyone in Brooklyn can know how cool Mario is actually. And that
Oh,
he's the
of
best
course.
guy.
Of course, yes, he is the best guy.
Yeah. When we cut back to Brooklyn, we see Spike again, very important character, ex-boss Spike, and he's mad at Mario because Mario like bumps into him. He's like, you almost wrecked my car. But then the big Bowser castle comes in. Millions are dead. Like when you look upon what goes down here, thousands of people would have died. This is the worst terrorist incident since 9/11. It seems like it'd be really bad.
Yeah, this is the trouble with bringing cartoon logic in, and then you stick it in what is ostensibly the real world.
Yeah, like the Bowser castle comes in, and there's a giant explosion, and there's like shit's fucking wrecked, and it's in the middle of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So yeah, thousands are dead. The superstar like plinks out like pink pink, and Bowser and Mario both go for it, and Bowser's like, "You want this?" He punches him away. And then Jack Black has to say a series of lines that he clearly thinks are stupid and doesn't know how to deliver because they're weird. And he says, "You ruined my wedding. I was finally gonna be happy. Now you will suffer like me." Which is a very unnatural thing to say.
Yeah.
It's one thing for Bowser to just admit he's unhappy, which I can vibe with, but something about "you will suffer like me" seems so wrong for him to say.
It's fucking weird. It's really fucking weird.
So now, oh god. So Mario is hit by Bowser back into that pizzeria they were hanging out in at the beginning of the movie. And he's all like busted and sad. And this is, you know, our character's lowest moment. And Bowser's like, weakling, come out and fight. Or are you too scared? And then Mario, feeling sad and weak, sees the broken TV comes on with his commercial playing all brokenly. And he sees, and that's why the Super Mario Brothers are here to save Brooklyn. Brooklyn, save Brooklyn, save Brooklyn. And that gives him the strength to go on because he wants to save Brooklyn so that he can be the guy that saved Brooklyn. He remembers that's his character motivation.
This isn't a good character motivation. Like, if you want to save people, that's like a good character motivation. Like that's noble. If you just do it because you want to be cool,
yeah, it really feels that way.
It pulls some of the nobleness out. Like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, especially because obviously, like, when he said in the commercial, he was planning to just have a plumbing business. He wasn't planning to literally save Brooklyn ostensibly, but then they have that part that leads them into the world where they do try to literally save Brooklyn from, I guess, everyone drowning or whatever the fuck was supposed to have happened there. And it's very funny because it's like the Super Mario Brothers are here to do it, and then you see Mario's reflection in it, but the video you're seeing on the TV is Mario and Luigi, and it cuts to just Mario's face, and he's like, right, I need to save Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It doesn't really seem to make him think about Luigi so much.
The whole film doesn't seem interested in thinking about Luigi, which is weird. Okay.
Yeah, Luigi's place in the movie is very like I could see people arguing with me like, no, see, it's only about this, blah, blah. And Luigi has these character moments. I'm like, no, but it's wrong, though. It doesn't feel right.
No. Luigi shouldn't just be like a lame damsel who's just off to the side the whole time.
Well, he's going to have his turnaround, but it doesn't feel earned, and it sucks. Peach is like captured by the Koopas, and she's like, Mario, and when he comes out, Mario the star. get it. And she kicks a shell that like makes the star go flying so that Mario can go get it. And Mario runs over to go get it, but oh no, Bowser's gonna shoot a big flame at him. Whoa. But Luigi blocks it with a trash can lid. And so now, because see... occasionally the movie tries to make it like Luigi's problem is he's a coward that relies on Mario, you know? But like these situations weren't really situations where there was something he really should have done and he didn't to like help someone or anything. He's just been... I never got the impression before that his flaw was that he wouldn't save someone if he was put into a position where he could.
Yeah.
He tries to not let his brother die, and you're supposed to be like, wow, we're so proud of Luigi. He's really had a character arc. And I'm like, don't pretend he's had a character arc. Shut up. And Luigi's like, nothing can hurt us as long as we're together, right? And Mario's like, yeah. And he takes his hand, and they both go and grab the star. And it's funny because like you see that, and then you see Peach go, no! And I guess the idea is that she didn't see them grab the star, but it really like feels like she doesn't understand what the star does or something. But now Mario and Luigi are all rainbow invincible, and they kick butt action sequence. And Luigi's able to kick butt just as well as Mario because they're the Mario brothers. They're a duo, even though Luigi never trained or whatever and couldn't do stuff. And Luigi is able to look cool in front of Spike, and Spike's like, Luigi? Wow! And Mario's able to look cool in front of his mom and dad, and his dad goes, Mamma mia! Whoa!
God.
And they swing Bowser into the sky, and they do a big drop kick that causes this giant rainbow explosion with like explosion effects. It's like, well, thousands more are dead now.
There's something about them doing this with the Invincible Star that sort of cheapens it as well. Like, it wasn't something cool they did.
Yeah, again, it's like the cart thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, there's an object here now that we can use to win. Like the cat suit, like the cart.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
It's like it's not something clever they did or anything. It's just they got an invincible thing to fucking... Yeah, so they could go fight the thing and win and not get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because Mario had the important character arc. See, he didn't know when to give up. The thing that he always had. And so he kept doing the thing he always does. But now everyone can see that that's what makes him cool guy.
This is actually like a sort of... It is sort of like a slightly fucked power fantasy in a way. It's got that in common with Isekai as well. You're just gifted these powers, and then everyone thinks you're cool. And that's the important thing, is that everyone thinks you're cool. Not that you saved people, just that people think you're cool.
Yeah, you don't need to like work. I mean, I guess Mario worked for it for like 10 hours or something, so he deserves everything in the world. God. So Peach force feeds Bowser a blue mushroom now that he's all beat up. So now he's small. And I was like, hey, they set up the blue mushroom earlier and then they used it. And then Mario makes a joke about a pet turtle. He's a pet turtle now. And I was like, oh, set up a payoff. I guess you did do a thing that writing does. Congratulations. And she congratulates Luigi on being brave. Wow, he's finally brave. And Mario has a big emotional moment where his dad comes and says he's amazing. And Mario's like, wow, my dad thinks I'm amazing now.
Such a weird daddy issues fantasy.
And then Spike's like, the Super Mario Brothers, they saved us all. And all of Brooklyn cheers for the Mario Brothers as if they wouldn't all be like, what the fuck has just happened? We're all dead.
That's so lame. Oh my god.
I know, like, it's on some level that's kids movie logic, but it just feels wrong to see like this fucking wrecked Brooklyn and everyone coming out of their bombed ass houses to cheer for Mario. This guy they don't know and have no idea what the fuck is going on.
God. Big Toka, I have no regrets energy.
Yeah, and the dog gives them an appreciative nod, the important dog character, you remember him?
Yeah.
Also, Donkey Kong and Toad are here, and now it's time for the end of the movie, and Mr. Blue Sky plays, and I was so fucking mad, because I goddamn love Mr. Blue Sky, and it's a beautiful song, and really good and happy, and they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. And then they're like, we and Mario and Luigi go with their plumber tools to Mario World, which I guess the implication is now they'll solve plumbing problems in Mario World. I don't know. And Mario says, woohoo!
So are they just going to... Hang on, wait. Are they going to go live in Mario World now instead of Brooklyn?
No, because they wake up in Brooklyn. So I guess the idea is now their day job is they go to Mario World and jump on things. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Because like I guess it's like maybe Mario's a hero and Luigi's like, dude, I just actually like plumbing. Do you guys need any plumbing done? I that's what I'm good at. And the Luma comes in because I guess someone knew that that's the only like kind of funny comedy character. It's like, now that's a happy ending, or is it? Because everything's over now, and all that's left is you in the infinite void. Kind of makes you want to play the saxophone, huh? And then he plays the sax and it goes into the ending, whatever.
Sure, okay.
That wasn't the best Luma moment. I was like, I liked you, dude. Don't ruin it for me. And then there's like a mid-credits joke where Jack Black is singing more Jack Black song, but then it cuts to him being very small in a cage, and they're like, quiet down, prisoner. He's like, don't you know I'm in my Bowser? Blah, the end. That's a movie.
Great.
It's just like, there was something like, I felt this deep insult of, like you said, it's just the most generic writing, but with Mario stuff that you might find from a wiki thrown in.
Yeah.
And it just felt so soulless and shit, and I was so mad, and Mario and everyone just felt so miserable, and no one felt like they were actually feeling joy at any level.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
There is a feeling you get from those generic things of misery. You can sense when a show is made by people who are kind of having fun in some way.
Yeah, and I think the people did the animating were having fun. Like the people that filled the world with stuff and made the models, they were probably having a decent amount of fun.
Possibly.
Jack Black was having fun going, pages.
Depends on their working conditions, I guess. But yeah, I suppose.
Oh, that's true. But also, oh yeah, I almost forgot. So comic, right? Very powerful magician man. Peach knocks him out during that one part of the wedding, and he is off screen. That is how he leaves the movie. Is that Peach punches him in the middle of the wedding, and then he does not appear again in the movie. And it was very strange since he's like very powerful and magical. And it almost felt like they were going to do something else with him and then had to cut it for time. And so now he just disappears.
Yeah, just knock him off screen. It's fine. He's done.
And I was like, there's a very obvious thing you could have done there with Luigi in comic, especially because like, so Luigi can't fight like Mario. That's fine. But if he gets comic's wand away, he could fight comic. So like Luigi could actually have that kind of moment he's theoretically supposed to be having where he's, you know, like brave and helps people. But instead, there's just a stupid thing at the end, and it doesn't work as well. So let me fix your movie. Let me do some touch-ups here. Fucking have Luigi fight comic for his wand or whatever. Do a little help of people.
Yeah, that is the oddest thing about what you described to me, is that Luigi is just nothing in the film, really, until the very end.
Yeah, it's like you like him, and then he has a really bad time for most of the movie. You just see him fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And then he is able to use a trash can lid to save Mario, and they're like, they're a pair, the Mario brothers. They do things as a pair.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. I'm glad we got to never see that until just now.
Fucking weird.
Because even before, they never did things as a pair, really. I guess they made the commercial as a pair, but it was, the whole idea was like Mario does things and Luigi is a coward.
Yeah, that thing of him being the idea that he's a coward and he gets shoved over to the side like that is actually kind of really frustrating. Because I mean, again, they're just shoving these characters into these generic roles, but like,
I mean, that is a Luigi thing. Like,
kinda,
like,
yeah.
Nobody cared about Luigi until Nintendo embraced him sucking. And now everyone loves Luigi because he is king, and he's very relatable because he's a piece of shit. And it is good. Like in Mario Galaxy, I ship him and Rosalina because he will come in and be like, does Rosalina think I'm cool? I'm doing my best too, Mario. Hello, I'm Luigi, I suck. And I like Luigi.
I mean, I always thought it was like he gets more scared, like he feels fear more than Mario does, but he still does stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's the movie just never gave him like really an opportunity to do things.
Yeah.
Until the very end, and then he does, and it's like good for him, I guess. Like, are we supposed to have judged him for not breaking out of super jail on his own or something? Like, oh, what a fucking wimp, not even trying to somehow break out of super jail that even all these other people can't break out of.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was just really awful and generic and miserable. I don't know what to say.
$1 billion.
Yeah. Again, it's Mario. It's the Mario movie kids go see. There wasn't much else on.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the only thing, one of the reasons I do find it so frustrating is like so many people were just like, wow, it's better than I thought it'd be. It's a good looking movie. I had fun. I'm just like, you shouldn't.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I think it's like we were saying. It's, you know, you
want more.
You can expect more. And when people point out that it actually was crap, it could have been better, just acknowledge that. You don't need to be defensive about it. It's weird.
Yeah.
And definitely not like the defensiveness that leads to like, well, this is all you can expect. Like,
Yeah.
that's never a reaction you should have to these things. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and one thing that like someone brought up is like you can compare it to Puss in Boots 2 because Puss in Boots 2 is a movie that had no fucking reason it had to actually be good. It's a goddamn sequel to a spin-off character in the Shrek franchise that's a cat. Like, it's gonna make money. You don't have to try for this movie. Nobody cares. Nobody's waiting for Puss in Boots 2 to be good. But then it was fucking good, and they did a lot of like, they really tried really hard with the animation and went for themes and shit, and actually like talked about like accepting death and the fact that you will eventually die. And like, he has a whole fucking character arc about it, and they do like Spider-Verse inspired action sequences and stuff. So I'm sure if it was a bad movie, people would be like, well, what do you expect? It's fucking Puss in Boots 2. Like, what do you want? But you can make it good if you fucking actually try.
Yeah, well, at the very least, you can take a swing. I will always be more respectful of shows that take a swing and fail than something like this Mario movie.
Yeah.
That had a crack at something interesting. Like, and they, they can fail and we can make fun of them for that too.
Yeah.
But like, there's still more to respect there. I don't know.
Yeah. I should be clear, like, I'm not mad at any of the crew.
No, of course.
Except for the goddamn writer guy. I don't know, writer guy. I just feel like, if you're the only credited writer, I'm allowed to blame you for some of what is in this movie, writing-wise. Because also a lot of people tried to say, like, people want to fucking blame Miyamoto for a lot of stuff. Because, Miyamoto said something once about how Paper Mario games don't have to have stories. And now a lot of people are mad at him forever and like to pretend that anytime something bad happens with Mario, it's his fault. Well, they probably tried to write a more interesting movie, but Miyamoto was like, no interesting movie, bad movie only, I hate stories. And I don't know if that's the case.
I have a very hard time believing he's that involved at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, I assume things that were like a part of the Nintendo brand image, like the fact that Mario and Luigi are so on model is probably the kind of thing that he would have had some say in, But I doubt he was like, yes, I need Mario to be like this shitty incel boy. Yes, I demand it as Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, no, this film is entirely the result of generic American dude screenwriting. We have all seen this film before. That we know what this is.
Yeah. Like, why do you need a special exclamation for how it ended up this way? This is the most shitty generic American thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, there's no complicated explanation to this.
Yeah. So fuck that movie. I had way too many thoughts about it for such a stupid movie written for people who don't care. But ain't that my way?
Yeah. I've got a question.
Yes.
If I actually want to play some modern Mario, what should I play? Like relatively modern Mario.
Play Mario Galaxy. You can get it in that collection for the Switch. There's like a collection that has that and Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine.
Oh, okay. Oh, hang on. Was that the one that expires at some point and then you just don't have it anymore?
Oh, that was it. You can't buy it anymore. God damn it. Fuck.
Oh, I can probably find some other way to play it.
I mean, I have it, so I could stream it. But I like Mario Galaxy. It's very vibes, and it was very like artistically interesting with all the Galaxy stuff. And there's almost like a feeling of like ennui to it that I enjoy a lot.
I feel like anytime you set something in space and you really push the space, you just get that naturally to some extent.
Yeah, because like everything's a little like understated and orchestral and stuff, and I don't know, it just felt kind of beautiful in that way to me.
Okay, I will explore ways to play it.
People have very mixed feelings about Odyssey, apparently.
I can see that Sa has mixed feelings, but you know.
Sa has like all these opinions about how Mario games have become about how awesome Mario is, which I guess fits in with this movie. Like now in universe, it's a very much a thing that everyone has to think that Mario is cool. Sometime I'm going to also fucking stream Paper Mario and be Paper Melanie, and it's going to be great.
I've never played a Paper Mario. I should play a Paper Mario.
I love it. Everybody likes Thousand Year Door, and I know why. Like, it's very much like a better iteration in a lot of ways of the original. But the original has much more of like my kind of aesthetic. Everything's just like so nice and cartoony, and all the character designs are really appealing. And it make me happy. You
know, I own the most recent Kirby game, but I have basically played no Kirby games, really.
Yeah.
Even the old Game Boy ones and stuff. I should probably try some of those too. I don't know. Maybe I should just go on a Mario binge.
Kirby is a mixed bag because some of the games feel like too easy, you know, and some of the games are a little janky, and so it's always like a bit of a. I can see why people wouldn't enjoy certain Kirby games or whatnot.
Is there like I remember hearing there was some lore that there's lore in the Kirby games that suggests Kirby is a somewhat eldritch being or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I forget how much of that is like canon or not, but yeah, they do seem to lean into that on occasion.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah,
because Kirby is also just this big round friendly guy, so you know.
Yeah, but like also the end of this most recent Kirby game is like crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that
because
one
it was post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. That is very strange. That part of it is very
and
weird.
There's like a crazy alien symbiote thing you have to fight, and it's nuts. And here we are. That's something that gets loose while you fight him. There's a voice going, and here we are. And
right.
here we are. And here we are.
Anyway, yeah, Mario movie was crap. And that's where we're at, I guess. That was Anime Slushie.
Yeah, it's a bad movie. If you liked it, you managed to make it through the whole thing. That's weird. We've been talking about this for like 2 hours. Damn. What are you doing here? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're still here. But maybe you like it a little less, and that's the best gift of all.
I do want, like, occasionally we get people turning up, like, very occasionally, we get people turning up in comments to bitch. And I always wonder about what the things are that's going to set them off, I guess. I wonder if, criticizing the Mario movie is going to be one of them.
Yeah, because I know there was that whole thing where like a lot of dude bros were super invested in defending the Mario movie from people who don't like video games or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that was
there was like
weird.
Some stupid culture war nonsense over Mario reviews.
It's just being used as a proxy for some other fight you're having.
Yeah.
Like, it's not actually about the movie. Yeah. Ugh. Anyway.
Hey, instead of watching a shitty Mario movie, you know what you should do?
I don't know. What should you do?
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well, and he's finally back to kick some tail. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew. Sing it with me, everyone. DK. Donkey Kong. Have a nice anime.